Hello, and welcome to our very latest episode of the Night Shift Let's Talk Gaming. I am CMoney, and I am joined by the always lovely Doodle.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Thank you so very much for rocking out with us today. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Now, it's Friday.
Yes.
But it's a special Friday because it's the Friday after Thanksgiving. Yes, we're all stuffed right now, but it's okay. It's a good stuffed, you know? It's a good stuffed. It's the type that you get really excited to be.
as opposed, dare I ask?
I'm just saying.
Never mind.
Just saying.
Let's
just saying.
brush right through that.
Definitely a good one. That being said, you know what it is. Friday night, we're here with the homies, but we're missing a homie. That's right. Our boy Demo Flow cannot be here tonight. That's okay. He will be back next week. But we do have our homie. That's right. The wise one. The author.
Yes.
The patriot. And the pony slayer and the pony bot tier maker. That's right. It's our boy, Hargeeshani. Welcome, man. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody had fun in the US, whoever celebrates it, wherever you are, on Thursday, like yesterday. So hopefully you were eating a lot of great food. Like CMoney said, getting stuffed with food.
Well, I mean, stuffed in other ways too. Good on you.
Well, we'll leave that alone.
It is the season of giving. You know what I'm saying? So,
and giving thanks for all sorts of things.
Yes, thanks. Let's stick to that.
That's what I was talking about. Clearly,
right.
It's the only thing that we're talking about. But yes, that's right, guys. We're here. So obviously it's a holiday week.
Yes.
So we didn't have any, craziness pop off. We had a great show on Tuesday night, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But
yeah, let's see what Hargeet thinks about some of those things.
Well, we will. It's actually we actually have a topic that's related to like the main topic from last week. So we'll kind of just save that for when we get to it. But I don't know if you saw this. I mean, listen, I wanted to have some fun. There is a tweet that went out by somebody who puts things out there every once in a while. And he put out some specs that are supposedly the target or what they're planning to do for the next Xbox. So, I said, F it, let's talk about it. Is it possible? Is it something that can happen? I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll see. Then the next one, which is the one that we kind of talked about last time, was Shuhei's, Yoshida's gone, right? What we didn't talk about is how a lot of these indie studios have come out and like are all thanking him and all this stuff, but it sounds so like like you believed in us, right? Like you were the one, like without you, we wouldn't even be there.
Very personal.
Specifically, a certain cheeks,
No.
a certain cheeks also said like you were the one, like the person who believed in us is leaving.
So
So
he's
we're
the one that believed in the
so, but what does this mean? Right? So I want to talk about that, right? What does this mean for their future? Is Sony out of the indie game? That's why Shuhei's out? Are they not worrying about these small guys and they're just going to be, letting them obviously come to the platform, but they're not chasing them? They're not looking for these big deals anymore. I don't know. We're going to talk about it. All right. And then the pisser. The pisser's a problem. More problems have come, and we do need to talk about it because,
okay. And the
yeah,
list goes on. It's like longer than Santa's list, huh?
yeah. Actually, even Remedy came out like and did another statement because they heard all the stuff about it. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk. It's
I
gonna
think
be a fun
everybody
show.
needs a pisser, but
Listen,
turns out you don't.
King David said, "My pisser is broken. I need a new pisser." Wait.
God.
oh yeah, that's a different type of problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of problem. We don't want that type of problem. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Not at all. That being said, you know what it is. Friday night, we're here with our homies. We're here with you guys live in the building. So thank you all for being here, man. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes.
That being said, we do need to go ahead and shout out our supporters over on YouTube. Thank you to all of our members, man. We appreciate all of you. But we are going to go ahead and shout out our elite members. You got the homie Big Boy Mike, Dark Angelic, and Spoon Man. And of course, at our highest tier, you have the homies at our inner circle members. You got the homies Big Migs Gaming and Coach Hooded Canuck. I do notice that the information is wrong over there. So I got to take that out because, as it should be, those three people are not the ones, and I forgot to take it out. So I'm gonna hit you with a little delete that, hit you with a little delete that, and hit you with a little, delete
little
that.
bit of this, a little bit of that.
And we're good. Now I wonder if YouTube kept our top. Yep, it did keep the top 3 this week. All right. We gotta shout out our homies who were here first.
Get it
in the building. And I gotta say, he did not take being out of the 3 2 episodes ago. He took it seriously because he was back last week and now definitively back in the first position.
Let's
the homie
go.
Dova 360.
He's
not messing around.
360. Let's go.
Dova 360.
Thank you, love.
Thank you for being
Numero uno.
And then I don't know. Was this? Is this a
CMoney's confused?
I don't know if she's been here, but Becca.
My girl.
Number 2.
What's up, baby?
In the building.
Happy Friday, love.
And rounding out the top 3, I don't know. I don't think they've been in the top 3 before.
Oh,
maybe they have. You could correct me if you remember. But Jesse B rounding out the top 3.
Let's go. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Shout out to Jesse B. Making
You're not
it
messing
to top
around.
3. Let's go. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Guys.
Thank you, homie, for being here, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Now, I will say, Coach Hooded Canuck, came in right after that with a hot 3rd. But clearly he didn't quite make it. But it's all right. It's all right, Coach.
It's all right, Coach. It's all right. Almost.
Close. But thank you for being here, man. Appreciate y'all. Of course, I see the homie Mr. Teddy Keys in the building. What's up, man? Zach Riley in the building, obviously believing in himself, thinking he's first.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the spirit.
So, and then we have Anthony Sanchez in the building. What's up, man? Ryu Gaming. What's up, player? It's Timmy in the building.
Yes.
What's up, man? E-Ranks in the building. What's up? Homie says, hey, everyone. Hope everyone has recovered from turkey-related coma. Yeah, listen.
Well, listen. And pie.
Do you ever recover? Like, is there like a recover? I think you just become it for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You just like it just becomes part of
You
you.
become a turkey. Wait a second.
You just become all of it, all of it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, right? You are put some crazy shit.
Oh my gosh. Yo, I was
Discord.
dying.
Yo, I was
Funniest
dying, bro.
freaking
Oh my
thing.
God. Can't believe that was
Listen,
hilarious.
I did say that you were gonna perform that live today.
Well, you know, lies are everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Lies are everywhere. That was crazy. Oh my God. But I do see Ryu Art. What's up, man?
Now, listen, Ryu Art. He's here with the facts. Shout out to Ryu Art. He says, hit the like button to make CMoney taller. Listen.
That's the they don't want me to be taller.
Oh,
so like that, they want me to shrink. They want me to just like magic. Like this is what they want to have happen. They just want to see me go poof and disappear. That's the reality of the situation.
That's wild.
Oh man, Queen Blueface.
What's up, baby?
Is going on, homie? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Damn good. What's going on, player? Thank you for being here. Adele in the building saying, talk that shit. Number one channel on YouTube, according to my wrap up. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you, fam. Why so serious? What's going on, man? Thank you for being here, brother.
Why so serious?
Dark Angelic. What is up, homie? Cage Feeler in the building. What's up, fam? Luis Jimenez.
¿Qué pasa, Luis?
¿Qué pasa, homie?
Jersey boy in the house, too.
Amit Kumar. What's up, player? Thank you for being here.
What happened?
Fossil 924. What's up, man? Meet the Cheetah. What's up, man? Fillmore Pockets.
Yes.
What's going on, homie? Stilo Facts. What's up, player?
Doing?
Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being here. Sunrash. What's going on, man? Infernal Dragon. I see you guys. Hope everybody had a phenomenal holiday. I see our boy THX1138. What's going on? Thank you for that $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you. It says, I'm number 87 in the building.
Let's go.
Yippee-ki-yay.
That's the energy. Happy Friday,
that is the
baby.
energy.
Thank you for rocking out.
Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. Absolutely. Sunrise says, can't wait to play Light of Mataram. Do you know what that is, Harkeet? Light of Mataram? No? Well, you may not know it now, but you're bound to know it in the future. I have
heard of this. I have heard of this. This is like a mocking of something else, right?
Yep. Well, it's not a mocking. It's an actual game, but
this is
definitely a ripoff.
Is it Horizon?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. They literally like even the key art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beat for beat. Yo, I gotta tell you. Over there, I believe that's Tencent. That's Tencent doing this. Yo, China is wild. You know, like they don't care. They don't care, yo. They will just take your shit like it's theirs and it's over. You know what I'm saying? Just gonna accept
the most important IP.
It is. How can they get away with this?
Maybe this game will come to PlayStation and maybe now it'll actually be good. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
It'll actually be an important IP.
Wow.
No, it's actually a pretty different. It's a pretty different game. It has all
what they should do is put it in Game Pass.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god.
He is
Where's
ready.
Guns? Doodle got the guns out. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
I don't know where the guns came from. I don't know what's happening. It's violent. I mean, it's this. I mean, I guess it's the real Thanksgiving. Doodle's showing you what really went down. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the real. Oh my god!
Wow,
that's funny, yo. Sin, what's going on, homies? Homies. I read his tweet and I said his name all crazy. Sin, what's up, man? He says, Novo Xbox promete sorprender a todos. Nuevo, so that's the new Xbox promises to surprise everyone. What's BS? What on BS? I don't know what that means.
Blue Sky, I'm guessing.
Oh, Blue Sky, maybe. Yeah. Those other places are much different, Hargeet. They're less aggressive. Twitter is a whole different
For now.
For now. Just a
For
beginning.
all those people who think that's not going to be the same thing over there, you're all fooling yourselves.
Well, it's the cockroaches will find their way over there anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll get there. You can't hide them.
They're already there.
I like that. I like that.
Music 72. What's up, love? He says, I know CMoney didn't know Spanish. That's not Spanish, actually, by the way. But
I did
look at you.
The Spanish translation of it using context clues from my vast knowledge of the Spanish language.
There you go.
So you're welcome.
Right, yours says Doodle has the nunchucks ready. CMoney, how's your hand? We're messing around with nunchucks the other day.
That was not cool.
Got him in the hand.
It was not cool.
Like that. You walked into, if you see someone with nunchucks, right, doing their thing, you don't walk into that situation. You give them space.
So in a close quarters environment where there is not the space to give, and one such person is trapped in a particular place, and then I turn because that's the only other direction I can go and walk into a nunchuck. That's not okay.
You got
an error on my
beat.
That's not an error.
Before you move.
That was an attack. That was an attack.
It really wasn't.
I didn't hear any nunchuck sound until I turned.
You can't hear me coming. I just
show up. I hear you come. I hear you coming a mile away. I hear you coming a mile away. What are you talking about? You crazy? 100%. You crazy? I know.
Night shift.
Oh my god.
Night shift.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday indeed. Happy Friday indeed. Thomas Belote, what's going on, homie? Thank you for being here, fam. Appreciate you. Don Sicario, what's going on? Bert Brizzle, what's up, fam? McFig in the building. Gun Griffin, what's up, fam? Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you guys. Everybody else in the chat, man. Thank y'all for rocking out. You guys are look at you. Still have the nunchucks up there. You're trying to. It's a threat. I know what you did. All right, I know what you did. Chris Gomez, what's up, man? Infinity Hero, what's up, man? Infinite Hero? Maybe. THX 1138, what's up, man? Thank you for the $2 super chat, man. Says Power World using same key art of Pokemon 2. Hashtag crazy. I mean, did they? Did they use the same art, like the key art when they did it? Maybe. I believe you. Infinite Hero says, what stuff did people pick up today? I gotta say, it's kind of ass out there in these streets of Black Friday now.
Seriously.
It's because they get so like there's no Black Friday anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like they basically say, here's your Black Friday special in like March. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been Black Friday for months.
They start you up. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not. We actually did a lot of reminiscing this Thanksgiving about, you know, when Black Friday was at its peak going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like Black Friday used to be contained, right? Like you had to go out in the middle of the night, you know, in the empty streets, line up like a crazy outside. And then it became earlier and earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, you know, like it got to the point literally it was like midnight and then it got to like it was on Thanksgiving. Like I remember one Thanksgiving we really wanted to get certain things that were on sale, and you know, Thanksgiving after dinner we ran out to go and wait because that's the crazy crap that used to be, and now it's all gone.
I think it was like as people started getting hurt out there, I think it became a problem.
Well, I think people were always
shopping.
That's probably
I think the pandemic killed it, because now it was basically you just did it all online, and then like, well, there's no reason we have to wait. Like we can just do it the week of, we can do it the week before, we can do it the month before. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and they don't, I know that retail banks a lot. Like they up until that point banked a lot on Black Friday. Like Black Friday was like one of the, you know, the biggest day that they were going to make like a lot of their money for the year, right? And it's like why wait, right? Tell people they have it's going to be this week or you got an extra this weekend we're doing our Black Friday sale. That's right. 2 months early, everybody. 2 months early. You know what I can say on Black Friday, because we did go to the store just to see. And what I didn't see was people leaving, rushing out with those PlayStation 5 Pros that we saw.
Oh no, they're all laying down. They're all there.
Sitting in stock.
They did show up to the party, but
Oh yeah, they were there, just looking stupid.
Go figure.
Not moving. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a whole different vibe. Whole different vibe out there with this. But
so no TV? You didn't look for TV deals?
Nah,
you look that way. I saw you.
I mean, I did. She stopped me. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I looked, I was like this, looking at as we were walking by because there was something there, and she was like, "What are you looking at?" I was like, nothing.
And then your dreams were crushed.
Nice and easy. Quick and easy. It's always the best way.
Dark Doodle came out and said, no.
Dark Doodle didn't even come out. Dark Doodle was just peeking through the window. You know what I'm saying? She didn't open the door. She didn't
You don't want none of this. You don't want none of this.
I just looked that way and I saw she's just peeking me out of the corner, not even the whole face. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? That's enough. I'm good. I'm good.
Now I don't have this problem, so I actually got the UX 110. It was on sale.
No,
on sale for $15K. It's the 110 inch.
What is that?
Hisense.
Did you?
Yep.
Let's go.
It's at your house right now.
Nope. It gets delivered next weekend.
Oh snap! That's awesome.
No way. That's coming like with me like that. You have to order online. They have to. It comes with free install because there's no way you can install it. It's like they have to bring that thing to your place.
Bro,
you gotta like measure your doorways and stuff. You gotta make sure.
It'll fit through all that. I checked that already.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. Well, I'll be playing games in a whole different way now. Holy hell. All right. Well,
that's really for the movie room. It's not even for me. I have the 77-inch LG C1 for my gaming, but
oh, you gotta at least try it with the games. Come on, man. That's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, it's gonna be hooked up to an Xbox. It has 144 hertz. So
nice.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
That's wild. Holy hell.
So did you get it on sale or
quote unquote?
Yeah,
sale,
it was on sale for $15K. Yeah. It's normally $20K.
That's not a bad sale though.
Yeah.
25% off.
But still $15K.
Yes.
Facts. You know what? I see Infinite Hero with another bar, and maybe we should talk about this real quick before we get into other things.
Bar or no,
the only type. Infinite Hero says, why did Xbox console deals kind of suck this Black Friday? So he has a very good point. I feel like there were no game deals like almost at all like this Black Friday, like nothing big. There weren't like some huge discounts. And Hargi, we talked a lot leading up to this season where we were thinking about Black Friday and what Xbox might do, and it seems like they didn't give a fuck. Like they didn't care about it at all. Like there was no bundles.
$50, right? It was across the board $50, except for the 2 terabyte, where the only good deal so far is if you pick it up from Best Buy, they give you $75 as a Best Buy card, not a like discount, but you still have to pay the $600 for it. So
but like even really like the Series S, it wasn't like some major.
We were talking about last year was $149, right? We didn't see that place. Maybe Cyber Monday, we'll see, but I don't feel like they need to do that right now. They don't need to. They
like even like
it's still way cheaper than the Pisser.
Maybe the Pisser is what messed it up.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, why do we need to compete with the PlayStation 5 when the Pro is competing with the PlayStation 5, and
Honestly,
we're just over here so
That's
cheap.
kind of funny, isn't it?
as funny as
We'll see
that
how that
sounds, it
goes.
might be a part of the issue.
Well, like,
Yeah.
even, like, there was no, tie-ins on the box, right? There was no
There's
Call of
one where
Duty.
I think it's Microsoft Store where if you buy the all digital Xbox Series X, it comes with a Call of Duty wrap.
With the wrap? Oh, the one
Yeah,
that
so it comes with the
we
wrap. Yeah.
That's
oh,
I
cool. I
think
like
I mean, that's pretty
it
dope.
just comes with it for free, I think. I'll have to look at the deal, but yeah, there's I think it's on the Microsoft Store. You can pick it up and it comes with the wrap. I'll look
Okay.
Microsoft Store. So which is cool, I guess, but I mean, I'd prefer if they actually had like something more substantial, but yeah,
Yeah, I
limited
guess
time offer, 1 terabyte, all digital, comes with the Call of Duty wrap.
I think it's the Pro, y'all. I think it's the Pro. I think the Pro coming out took away their, like, big desire to, you know, undercut the PlayStation 5 digital that much more, you know what I'm saying? Like, to make it that much further away. I think they were just kinda like the Pro is so expensive that anyone who's walking through the store sees that price tag, then looks over here and sees, what was it, like 250? Is it like that's what
Yeah, so the
um
$300 one would be 250, right? So the 512
yeah,
gig Series S. Yeah, you can pick up for
yeah.
250. Look, there probably are still going to be deals as you get closer and closer to Christmas, right? They usually try to get some more sales and maybe you'll find something cheaper, right? But we'll see. We'll see. Even $50 off is still something.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Agreed.
they'll definitely pop in with deals here and there, especially store specific stuff. They might be like, "Oh man, we have more than we want. Let's do something. Let's get them out of here."
Yeah.
Which is fine. But I'm just overall thinking more of like Xbox's, plan, right? Like this would have been this is the first Call of Duty in Game Pass. It was huge, a huge
Yeah.
success.
I mean,
Um,
including the wraps, um, in the bundle, it's a big deal, right? Um,
for that one bundle though, it's more like
yes.
the Series S, right? Like the Series S is like the gateway drug, right? That's the one that you lure people from competing platforms to pick up as a secondary console, right?
Yeah.
So, you
Forte
know,
was saying something that probably makes a lot of sense is that the first big game that's going to push the next gen is going to be GTA, right? Because it's not coming to previous gen. And that is probably going to like have a massive, massive amount of new consoles sold. It could even like double what we have now. That game is going to sell. There's no way around it, right? It's only going to be on console at launch, and it's going to be next gen only or current gen at this point only. So it will kick off sales. At that point, they really should look to make sure the Series S is available very, very cheap. So if somebody wants to get in, they can get in really cheap. But that's up to them, right?
yeah, no, I mean, and I agree. Obviously, Grand Theft Auto being the beast that it is, right? It's definitely going to spark it, right? And we know that there's still essentially the other half of each, platform is
It's
still
just still there.
on
Works.
current gen. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So, there's still what 40 something million people on Xbox over there? Is that what
Something like
is
that,
that
30, 40 million. And there's still like
yeah,
60
another 30,
something million
40.
over there, 50,
Yep.
60 million on the other side. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's
They don't need to move.
yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, unless there's a reason, like, why bother? Even the
So
latest Call of
next
Duty
year
looks fine.
that's gonna be the big deal. And the marketing on that, I think for like I think for PlayStation, having the marketing is not gonna change anything for them, I don't think, because the people who already want to buy a PlayStation, already have a PlayStation, will want to do it. I think if Xbox got the marketing, I think that would be a much bigger scenario for them to be able to have all the marketing there, because there was a lot of people who would just look at the commercial or look at the thing online and be like, holy shit,
When it
on
comes to moving the
Xbox.
box, I agree,
Yeah.
for it would be a big deal, but when any type of movement that PlayStation does right now, that it's not on a downhill, it would be a good thing, right? Just to make them look good, right? To make a good decision, to make the right move. I feel like they're in such a rut right now that it would just anything would help. Anything would help.
But do
Yeah,
you
we'll see what
think it
happens with
would take the
Kadakawa, right?
Say that again?
That's another thing
We'll
too.
see
We
what
didn't
happens
really
with
have it as
Kadokawa,
a
right? That'd be a big deal for them if they get that.
we talked about it the first time, and then we kind of never there was a follow-up to that, and I don't really want to talk about it like as a topic per se, because it's it just kind of is a follow-up. But did you hear that? I mean, we did talk about the fact that you said it, that they approached Sony. It wasn't the other way around, but
Yes.
it was something where Sony was like, "We don't want you. We want
We want
the
parts of you.
games and the
Yeah,
anime.
we want parts of
That's
you.
all we want." And the other guys are like,
Yeah.
"No,
No,
it's
you gotta get
all
it
or
all.
nothing." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
And then I saw
um,
a title to a video saying that there was some potential interest from Microsoft as well. I'm like, well, really? That's interesting to hear. Okay.
Oh,
yeah, so I mean,
I
at
don't
that
know how
point, if
true that is, but
if they want somebody like if they want to sell it all, if they want to sell regardless, so if they're looking to make some money, they're going to have to shop it around, right? They're going to have to say, "Hey, this is what's happening." Because if Sony doesn't want you as a whole, right? Because what would be the point of selling off two of your biggest things, right? What are you left with? You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of company are you going to be after that situation? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
non-existent. Um, yeah, I think that they're trying to see that kind of came out, and I feel like they're kind of letting everybody know here we're on the market, come and make an offer. And
it's
they're
an
trying to see
interesting
what they can
pickup from
get.
Microsoft, though. It wouldn't be my first, push. I think there are plenty of other things that are bigger for them, but
honestly, I wouldn't even want them to do it. I
yeah.
really wouldn't want
No,
that. I wouldn't want them to
I mean,
waste
if
the
they want to,
money.
they want to, that's fine, right? But it's like I'd prefer they look at Valve or Take Two or something like that. That's
If
much
they
more.
did it, honestly, if they did it, it would only be to spite Sony. That would be
Yeah.
the reason they did it, is if they said, "You know what? No, Sony, you're not gonna own Elden Ring. Take it." Right? That would be the only reason that
I mean,
that
it's
would be
it's a
the
good
case.
enough reason because, like, what happened the last time they tried to pull that shit with Starfield? They're like, no, denied. We're gonna
I
buy the
mean,
whole kit and
it
caboodle.
it
Bye
is,
bye.
and the question is how much bigger is, like, Elden Ring 2, if they announce that, how big of a deal is that
Well,
gonna be,
consider
right?
that this is what, like 2-3 billion versus they spent 7.5 buying Bethesda. They didn't even think about
True.
that. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's a drop in the water. We don't care. There you go.
I mean,
Right? 2-3
it's
billion. I
true.
was like, oh, we just threw up. That's 3 billion. Here you go.
This is what came up.
Let me pick up this sofa couch. Oh, look, yeah, it's 4 billion. Here you go.
I mean,
It's really
yeah.
nothing to Microsoft. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true. And this is the thing, like this, like, honestly, like the Katawada, whatever their name is, like, I
So who?
honestly, I don't think they get Katawada Wadaba. You know
Got
those
it.
people. The
Okay.
one we're talking about. I don't
Yes,
know what they're
yes.
called. All right.
Oh,
But those people,
Calabanga.
it doesn't even like
Cowabunga.
it's
Yeah,
not
that's it.
even
That's what we're gonna call them from now on.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga.
Come on.
It's
Yes.
not, I don't
Cowabunga.
even think that it would matter to them who did it, except like there was like this other company trying to do a hostile takeover on them. Is that what
Yeah,
that's what kind of
cacao or something
sparked
like that.
this?
Something like that. Whatever his name was. Yeah.
So Kakawaka and Cacao.
Kakawaka.
There's no other
No, cowabunga.
Cowabunga and Cacao
Don't
and
forget.
chocolate.
Write it down.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Chocolate.
Got it. Chocolate.
Cow.
Cacao. Oh my god. Oh man.
Whew.
Yeah, it's wild. I don't know. It's a again, like, personally, I would care less if Sony got Kakawaka, and like it really wouldn't matter to me at all. Zero care. I don't care about that stuff. So it wouldn't matter. If Microsoft bought them, it would, again, really wouldn't matter, except that I know whatever's coming from software will be in Game Pass, which will make it a lot easier to try their stuff, because I'm just not
That's the beauty of
outside of
it.
Elden
It
Ring.
all goes to
That
Game
is
Pass.
that's the beauty. So we'll see. We'll see what that is. I mean, babe, do you think Microsoft would actually scoop them up?
I mean, they could if they wanted to. It's
Oh,
that
for sure.
easy, but I think, it goes in line though with what Phil was kind of what he was talking about, what they're looking to buy. So we'll see. We'll see if they're
Certainly would
if
give them a
it's
lot of Japanese IP. That would be very
yes, and
interesting.
it's
Just
kind of
think
like
outside of
just
just
laying
gaming,
on the
right?
table.
All the anime IP that they have, like that's pretty
Mhm.
crazy. All the manga, that would be pretty crazy. Look, I
So
think
would
there's a
they
Imagine
better
start
that being
play.
competing?
something say that again?
Maybe,
Maybe they want to start competing with Sony with anime. You know what I'm
maybe,
saying? They're like, you know what?
maybe they're gonna
Listen,
go
it's
back
not
to the
even
TV thing.
yeah. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
even something that you say, I need to do it right now, but having it, right,
yeah.
ready to go whenever you do, or if you decide to go ahead and make a move, you go ahead and do so.
Or
And
maybe you partner with like Netflix and say, hey,
That's what I was gonna
Netflix, I
say. I
know
think
you
the
want to
right
compete,
place
they do
is one of
have
those
older shows
guys.
out there.
Yeah.
or
Because
you
like
just
any
sell it
one of those
off.
guys, it'd make more sense, right? If let's say like Warner wanted to, or if Netflix wanted to. I don't know what Disney, maybe they would want to, but they might get regulatory pushback just because of their size at this point. But any one of those big players, right? They might be interested, and they probably have a good path to being able to do it. Netflix has the one caveat that it's kind of a very large streaming service. However, right, competing with Sony, that's a pretty good thing from a anime perspective, right? Because Sony kind of owns that
Agreed.
in the Western market, right? So that would be a good thing for them to counter and say, hey, we want to have a chunk of this as well, and this way we'll be able to offer good competition to Sony in the anime market.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can see that. And Microsoft buying them and then selling off the anime part is possibility, or just licensing it off, right? So I
Or
mean, it's
turning them into a game. Like they can turn some of it into games. It doesn't need to be just for TV or
that's why the
manga.
licensing would work if they
Or
licensed out the
Netflix just keeps it.
cartoons.
I mean, there's nothing stopping Netflix from like they had ambitions in gaming, right? And maybe this is a good way to jumpstart that and say, hey, you know what? We're going to have some world-class games, and we'll continue that pattern, and we'll also license it in video mode in our Netflix streaming service, right? And so, hey, you know what the heck? It's always possible, right? They also want to do more mobile stuff. I think Spike Chunsoft, those games actually kind of work in mobile, so they might be able to do something with that, So,
I mean, it's possible.
right?
I agree.
Hey, then it says third party and everybody gets everything, which is great, right? The downside is maybe you don't get it in Game Pass, but I'll say this: Spike Chunsoft's games, almost all of them, I think, have been in Game Pass. So,
I don't think I really know who the F they are. Like, I don't know what they make.
yeah, Danganronpa, they had AI the Somnium Files. I don't know if you played that game; that was in Game Pass.
Oh,
But
yeah,
the
I didn't play it.
Danganronpa series was in Game Pass.
Okay, so they're like they make
So,
that weird stuff because
yes,
those are kind of weird. Right?
very, very Japanese, very Japanese.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah, that way, yeah, for sure.
But they've had a partnership with Microsoft, so they put stuff in Game Pass. I don't know, has anything from actually come into Game Pass yet? Is any of the Dark Souls stuff? Sekiro would probably end up in Game Pass because it's part of Activision, right? But did Sekiro ever make it into Game Pass on its own?
That's a good question.
I
That's a
don't
good
think it
question.
did. I
I'm
don't think
not
it did.
quite
And I don't think that
sure.
the Souls games, I don't think any of those made it to Game Pass.
Hmm.
Armored Core, I don't think that did. There were a couple of exclusives to Xbox way back but I don't know if any of that is licensed to be playable now or not. I don't know. So but either way, right, if it goes to Netflix of course they have that partnership, right, as far as like is it Satya and who was the guy who ran Netflix? No, yeah, I think it was Satya and him who are like very close, right? They know each other and been kind of looking at that whole subscription model, which is where Microsoft is going, right? So
Mm,
there could be some
agreed.
potential, if Netflix buys them, the potential to partner up, right? To do, hey, let's get your stuff in Game Pass. Why not? So
Yeah. Kendall says, no, it didn't. It didn't go into Game Pass. Shout out to Kendall. What's up?
yeah, I don't think anything
And
From
those
has actually
definitely.
made it to Game Pass yet. So that would be a cool thing if they could work a partnership deal there. But yeah, we'll see what happens, right? It's still today we have that deal from the offer from Sony. We'll see if they take that. The offer from Kakao or whatever the heck the name is. Right? I don't know what's going on with all that.
Kakawaka.
Kakawaka.
Kakao.
Kawabanga.
Yeah, Kakao's the one who was trying to take over the Kakawakas, but the Kakawakas went to Sony and the pisser to help them,
To the
try to
gallopers.
save them, to the gallopers to try to save them. I don't know. Quite a weird little triangle there. We got the homie Snow Dragon in the building. What's up, my
Yo!
dude? Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for dropping that
Good.
Canadian
Thank
10.
you so much.
Appreciate you, fam. Says,
Yeah,
do
out
you
of
think
nowhere, dude. Like
Elon will
Elon's a
actually
top player
buy
of freaking Diablo.
a studio? Yeah, I mean he's constantly streaming that game.
It's
But
did you see him like he's playing Diablo while on a conference call talking deep technical shit with actual like buyers or something? Like what the? And he's just like going, no problem. Like he can multi-stream everything. Like it's crazy.
Listen, some people can do that. Also, some
Yep.
people are on those drugs. You know what I'm saying? got them doing a whole bunch of stuff at the same time. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Well, he says, do you think Elon will actually buy a studio? Must be nice to buy and take control over anything you are interested in at that time. At the time.
Hey.
I mean, that is nice.
Or create
That
his
would be
own
nice.
or whatever he wants to do, right? Whatever.
So what is it? It's like XAI. I think
he wants to
that's
do
what he was
AI
talking
stuff.
about.
Yeah, he wants to do AI in gaming, and so we'll see what he does with it. What the heck, right?
I mean, we'll see. Obviously, you know, he's obviously into games, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's not like he's some random person who's like,
that's literally his only hobby.
Tip my toe.
Like that's what he says. Literally, my only hobby is that because I can do that while doing other stuff.
How the hell do you do that while doing other stuff? It's crazy.
You can watch him on the stream.
Well, I mean, listen,
he's crazy. I don't know how he does it.
Diablo.
He's nuts. So, but yeah, he's very good at Diablo
game.
apparently. So
yeah, some of the things I've seen are wild. Some of the things he make happen on that screen, I'm like, all right, bro, all right, no doubt. I mean, listen, can he? Absolutely, of
course.
But
he can, yeah.
I don't know if he. I don't know if he was
I don't
looking.
know.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Hey, if he's got passion,
into it he'll be. I mean, if you have the money, why not?
I mean, he
absolutely has the money. He's the richest guy in the world.
That's what I'm saying.
Twitter, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I think he's like 100 billion ahead of the next person or something ridiculous like that.
It's wild.
But if we want to play connect the dots, he did call it X, right?
Yep.
Ooh.
Xbox.
X.
Twitter. It used to be Twitter. He came in. We didn't think he was going to go ahead and try to do something like that.
Look who's the fan. Elon loving Xbox.
Yeah. You never know.
Well, listen, he's now also in the government. So
he's not in the government, to be fair. He's not in the government. He's a consultant in the Department of Government Efficiency.
He's a consultant. I thought he was running it. Him and some other
so it's him and Vivek are going to be running this like separate like consulting thing called Doge, and they will look at the government and say here are the areas where you could. Well, President Trump is absolutely like behind crypto, but anyways, he's going to make they're going to make recommendations, and then it's up to the actual government to go do anything if they want to, right? Because they don't have any authority. They can just make recommendations. Here, these are areas we think you could make some changes to make it cheaper.
Well, did he say something about going after the IRS?
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Apparently. So you're saying that this thing is like basically a made up thing that won't have any real power?
But it will not have any power.
Just gonna...
No, it will just be they can make the recommendations to the administration and to Congress. And they can then from there on act or not act, up to them, right? So some things can be done administratively, some things would require Congress. So they'll figure it out. Looking forward to it. Let's see what they come up with.
We'll see how that plays out. But
well,
yeah,
if nothing else, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yes,
what all of this.
And that's just a side gig to what was it? SpaceX to X to Tesla to what's their internet thing? Starlink. He has another one, right?
Neuralink. Solar City was his too.
Yeah, Neuralink. And then, didn't he have like that like really high speed rail thing that he was doing in California that got like dropped because they didn't want to do it or something? I don't know, whatever. But wasn't he doing like hypersonic, like Hyperloop or something? Wasn't it Hyperloop, something like that? Where he had this like, high speed rail between LA and San Francisco. I don't know. All sorts of things.
It's possible.
And then there's the mission to Mars. Whatever. What else
That's
you want to do
wild.
today?
That's wild.
Sky's the limit.
Sky's. I mean,
Literally.
that's really what it is.
Literally.
That's literally what it is.
Space
Whatever you
rockets,
want.
literally.
Whatever you want to do when you have that type of money, you can
Exactly.
try. Will you succeed? That's a different question. But if you have enough money, you can keep going till you succeed. You know what I'm saying?
Or it doesn't matter if it takes or not, because it is what it is. You just wanted to do it.
And now he wants to make a game. Love it.
Let's see. Let's see, man. Let's see for real. Ryard Gaming, thank you both for being here. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says,
thank you.
Glizzies to make CMoney shrink, please.
Oh boy,
that is weird.
Wow.
Hashtag Sony too broke to make PS6. Oh my God.
Wow.
Wait. Oh, we both clicked. There you go. We need the song.
There it is.
Woo!
Bro, come on, man. We have the AI technology.
It's gotta land. Look at the bouncy bounce.
So wild. What is
you are?
What the fuck?
You are.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Emotional.
Oh my God. You happy, right? You are? Right? Are you happy? Okay. Oh my God. Oh jeez. That was glorious. Oh my God. Well, listen. I think it's gonna be an interesting time for all of this, but I would say let's go ahead and before we start, let's get our man Illuminati 85. Thank you for being here, man.
What's up?
Says CMoney. Could you imagine if Xbox buys Katakoa? Oh, that's the word. Katakoa? Kakawaka. I feel like Kakawaka
Cowabunga.
is a better. It's a better name.
Maybe they should rebrand.
Maybe Xbox should buy them and change it to Kakawaka. You know what I'm saying? Like that's way better, more interesting to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we just acquired Kakawaka. Who wants to say I just acquired Kato Kawa? Koa? Kato. See how many times I gotta fix myself? It's Kakawaka. Okay, Kakawaka for sure.
I like Kakawaka.
And hires Yoshida as the head of Xbox Japan division.
Ooh.
That would kill the Gallopers. Hashtag emotional damage. That's funny.
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
Yes. That would be
it would
amazing.
be a problem. It would be a problem.
Amazing. What do you guys feel about Phil bringing him in, bringing Shu in?
I don't know if Shu is gangster enough to what? What?
Sorry.
You got the drums and the guns from her today. Doodle is not messing around. Not messing around. So I don't know. I don't know who went ahead and I'm sorry. I don't know if Shuhei would be gangster enough to leave PlayStation and go work for Xbox. Like I don't think he has that type of thug about
Killer
him.
instinct. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't want to, betray his Sony, people, right? All his fans, all the people that love him. I think they would be really jacked up. Like, I mean, you're right, Illuminati. Like the Gallopers would be DOA. Like they wouldn't know what to do with themselves. It would be a major problem. It would be a major problem for themselves. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do. If he did something in Japan, it would be crazy. Fuck you. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you.
Check your DMs,
oh my God, check the DMs. Jesus Christ, what he
I'm
do
digging
now?
I'm digging it.
All right, well, maybe it's a good one. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe I mean, he's very talented, so maybe it's not a slander. What the hell? What the hell? I mean, it's not bad. You know, I could rock that hair. Just need to figure out how to grow it. You know what I'm saying? Here, I'll share with you guys so that you can see what Fark you put together for us here. I have to grow more hair.
More hair or grow out your hair?
I'm sorry. I'm
Wait,
sorry.
no,
Grow
you
up.
say those
Listen.
are different. See,
Wow.
those
Wow. Look at the slander. I just here for the glizzy.
Wow.
Look at the hair. I can pull that hair off. I can't.
Yes, you can see.
No.
Yes,
You already went ahead.
Watch it. That was
You already
really
slandered.
good.
You already slandered my hair. Okay. You already look at where you are. Look at it. Look at him. Wow. Hair slander. Okay. That is what you did. Okay. That is
Oh
not.
wow,
Talk
that's
about
bad,
You said
bro.
grow the hair like a chia pet.
Wait till you get to the super chat.
Oh my god. Razor Ultron with that $2 super chat. I
yo.
think CMoney should rebrand as CMini. Gangsta. Wow. Dang. Why? Why does the abuse need to take place? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Force One Block says if Shuhei works for Xbox, this will be the top 10 anime betrayal for gallopers. Oh yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, it would be a problem. Yeah, they would not function correctly.
I mean, they'll make something out.
Emotional damage.
Betrayal. They would
It would.
they would make
Do
something.
that
They
one.
would just make it
Betrayal.
seem. Yes.
Oh my god.
That was amazing. I would love that though. I would love to see that happen.
I mean, I feel like Shuhei has been beaten. Like his killer edge, they basically regulated him to like the back down basement office. Like, go talk to the little guys. You know what I'm saying? Go have fun over there. I feel like that's what's happened to him. So I don't
you
think
think he's
he's
gonna stay loyal because of that?
No,
Okay.
it's not that. I don't think he's loyal to PlayStation. I think he's loyal to his fans. I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't think
I look at what David
Yo.
Jaffe wrote, and I'm like, yikes.
I mean, I get
There's
that. I just
definitely
don't think
something
that.
going on.
I mean, Shannon, what's her name? Shannon, I don't know. I remember. Shannon still? I don't remember her name. Or Connie Booth.
Connie Booth?
Connie Booth got the axe too.
Yeah.
And she
Took a
didn't
walk.
she didn't go to Microsoft.
Yeah,
right?
now.
But
Oh, she's at EA?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I did not
I
I know
feel
that.
like this just goes together perfectly. I feel like he would be a like street cred for
Well, if you gave
Phil.
him the top position in Japan,
Exactly.
What they should do. It's what they should do. It's create
I
Xbox
mean-
Japan, make him the head of Xbox Japan, reporting to Phil, and go make it happen, bro. It's like it's a hell of a thing to like be able to do that, right? To like start again at the top and say, "Hey, I'm gonna do the same thing I did with PlayStation way the hell in the beginning. Let's make this happen," right? So,
but could Xbox trust him?
why not?
Like
Because
Bungie,
because
like Bungie out there. See, that's my thing. I'm so skeptical every time like that this situation has come up. I wouldn't be comfortable, but that's just like a personal thing. I don't know how they can bring someone in from the other side. That's like
Was it
messy and kind
Phil
of like
Harrison? Was that the guy that went to the other? I don't know. Let me just look at.
He went to Google. Oh yeah, he did go to Xbox for a little while.
I thought he went to PlayStation as well, but let me just see.
Well, I thought he was at PlayStation first.
He was a member of the original PlayStation team, and then he joined Microsoft for Xbox, and then he went over to Google for Stadia. So it can happen, dude.
I mean, it definitely can.
That would be wild. I'll be like, yo, don't touch my stuff. All right? Don't touch
We got that other lady,
anything.
right? The one that came over for the relationships thing, right? In Japan, right? That lady came over from PlayStation.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
That's right. But was it direct? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it,
Yeah.
hey, I work for
From
PlayStation today.
to Xbox.
Tomorrow
Yeah.
I'm working at Xbox. Really? Oh, okay. Well,
As
then
I understand it, yeah.
Then there's precedent. So, all right, Shuhei, go ahead. Go
It
ahead.
happens.
Get your
It's yours.
rightful place. Okay.
Her rifle. I was like, oh, okay. Yes. Get it.
Oh
Well, I
my
mean, you want
God.
another one. I mean, I don't know how much of an antagonistic relationship they had. They really probably didn't. But Sega, you had Peter Moore running Sega, and then came over to Xbox, right? So, I mean, these things happen. It happens.
I mean, all right, I'm down. Listen, I'm all for it.
I think it'd be fantastic. It's a hell of a thing for him to be able to build up something. So why not, right? Again,
bro, they wouldn't know what to do, bro. They wouldn't know what to do. It would be hilarious to watch. That's all I can say. It would be the most fun thing to watch ever. All right, it's just the reality. I have to before we hop in to before we hop in, we got our boy Spartan 661 in the mother effing building. Went ahead and gifted 5 all point for gamer memberships. My dude, you listen. Okay, I need to say something.
Go ahead.
Y'all know what to do. Put the motherfucking welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest members, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here. But of course, our homie Spark 661, man. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you, fam. Very kind of you, bro. Thank you so much. Says looks like PK Thunder. Whoa. You got Parisia, you got BR, you got Back from the Dead, and Hangry Dad. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all for rocking. And of course, Spark 661, man. Thank you, bro. You very, very kind, man. Thank you so much. All right. Let's hop right into it. Let me get my chapter and let's get it popping. That's right.
Let's go.
Let's see. All right. So first up is going to be this leak, which I thought was it fits the idea of what's to come, but
okay.
I'm intrigued.
So what happened? What's leaking?
I gotta take my chapter and then I'll show you. I'm not leaking. I'm good. I'm good over here. No leaks at all. But over on Xbox, this is a polls, and I know who it is. All right. But again, I saw it. I said, interesting. Let's just talk about it. Right. So over on Twitter, Goat Gaming went ahead and said, breaking. Xbox is going viral as new leaks of the new Xbox hybrid console are leaking. The new Xbox could have a 2026 release with 82 teraflops and 32 gigabytes of RAM. Hashtag Thanksgiving. Now,
I know that's the picture of that like leaked stuff from the FTC, right?
Yep, I was.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I don't either. I don't either.
Listen, it's the same exact thing. They just added the logo to the top and the front.
That's a 4090. 4090 is
one
83.
T-flop away from a 4090. No way. I don't buy it.
I agree.
Not happening.
But I thought it would be cool to have a little discussion on what might be likely. What are we thinking just in general with this? Because
I mean, if you do like that fake out thing with the double execution, right? Then you could say it's half that. I could buy something in that range, but 82, no way. No way.
Of course, that a 4090 would be insane. 4090
Yeah,
level
that'd be crazy.
of console would be
Even if it's
crazy.
2 years from now, you're still looking at such an exorbitant amount of die of just like the actual amount of transistors. That would be just ridiculous as far as cost. Like I just can't imagine them being able to make that affordable. And I don't see why they would take a bath on it.
No. I mean, there would be no need, right? Because I guess the idea is that AI at that point is going to do
Would
most of
uprise enough, yeah.
the heavy lifting, right? So you really
Yeah.
wouldn't need that type of power. But come 2026, I mean, realistically speaking, where do you think we could be?
So what the rumors have been suggesting, both PS6, assuming there's both PS6 and a Xbox Next, they're targeting RDNA 5 and Zen 6. That's what they're supposedly targeting. Now, will that be available? I don't know. We're kind of getting to RDNA 4 now. So is it viable? Sure, it's viable. But it's in that same situation where they might be waiting for them to finish things before they can get a dev kit out, right, for RDNA 5. And then there's Zen. What are we up to now? 5, 4? So is it possible to get to 6? Yeah, I think that's viable. So I think those are good targets. And it does like RDNA. I think it's 4 or 5 is going to be sort of a revolutionary step instead of an evolutionary step. So they're going to make a huge leaps and bound changes in the next RDNA. So that should add a lot of capabilities, right? So, but yeah, we'll see if it gets there. I think that's realistic to see around there. RDNA 4.5, 5, Zen 5 to 6 in that range. Makes sense. What will it be for T-flops? I don't know. I think they're going to concentrate on the AI stuff.
So PlayStation Pro is 16, right? 16 and change, right? So for next gen, right? If we think about from the Xbox One to the Xbox Series, right? It was double the mid gen, right? But it was over 10 times the
It was quadruple
Xbox
the CPU
actual
power.
One.
I think that's what they're saying, like 4 times the CPU power. So yeah, it could be significant enough. Again, if they're doing that fake out double execution thing, like they were saying was 30 something T-flops for the PS5 Pro because you can do a double execution, which isn't really relevant for gaming, but it's there.
Exactly.
Right. If they're saying 82, it's really 41. I could buy 41. I can
So
see
what
that.
would 41 be in PC world?
Like all those cards do the fake out, so I'd have to look at what it would be. Probably like a 7800 XT or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to look at the cards. Let's see. NVIDIA.
So it'll have to be like pony math.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to do that half crap. So screw the half crap. Just in the real raw dog number.
Actuals. Yeah.
Because that's where, and I also kind of want to know where PC, because I don't remember what was out at on PC at the time of the Series X and PlayStation 5. Like where did
the 4000s were just coming out, right? I think that was kind of the time frame when the 40 whatever were starting to come out. So I think they were at the 30 levels, which is a gen ahead of what power wise you could get from a PC. So these were kind of in the 2000s range, like the 2070, something like that, right? So yeah, no, that's the wrong place. Yeah, this is a nice site that actually has like all of these the various cards and how much power they have. So okay, Here we go. Now I just want to get which ones. Let's do manufacturer AMD. Gen. We'll do
because I know it sounds a lot, and I mean it's definitely not 4090 level, but for me, I definitely don't think that you're gonna come in to next gen at just like 2 or 3 times, right? I don't see that. I can't see them coming in at like 36. I think it has to be over 40, like true 40, not that double crap.
Not a 20.
Yeah, no, not a 20 and they try to put the Vaseline on you. No, the actual like over 40, and even then, you're talking 12s. I would think 48, like 4 times the power would probably be the least that I can imagine.
So the 7700 XT is at 70. That's again with the dual execution thing. So that's like whatever half that,
That's only
35,
35.
right? Yeah.
Not
So
enough.
that's a 7700 XT, and that's an RDNA 3. So you can kind of just gauge from there. It's gonna be an RDNA 5, I guess, right? So RDNA 4 isn't really out yet, so you kind of just have to play from there. But so it'll be around that, right? That's kind of the expectation. But again, this is a newer architecture. We don't know what all it's going to end up bringing. So these are all because the 3.5s are just mobile, it looks like, which isn't really going to help us here.
Okay, so for our like conversation purposes here, if
you wanted to see what
next
NVIDIA would be like,
Xbox,
I can give you that.
yeah, NVIDIA, because I don't know what the other side
Yeah.
is. I know that's the side that's making it, but I don't know what actually, what they have. I don't mess with them because, like on NVIDIA side, are we talking like 40? Like for it to be about, let's say if you wanted to be at 48 teraflops of power, or somewhere around there, like what would be the closest equivalent? I would think the 4080, right? Because I think the 4070 is like 33.
Yeah. Let me just get the exact for you. That would be 30, 40. Where's the here we go, 40 series. So 4070, say like TI Super, let's see what that is 44.1. So you're looking at about that.
Ti Super.
Super, yeah.
Okay.
So think like a 4070 Super, right? That's probably where you are.
Or like base 4080.
Yeah, let's see. 40. Let me get to 4070.
So I feel like for marketing purposes, you want to make it clean, right? So you want to be able to say it's 4 times the power or 5 times the power. You don't want to be like it's 3 times and 5/8. Like you don't want to have to splice it, right?
Round up or down. No, we want a full solid
4070
number.
Super is 35. I'll tell you what a 4080 is. Generation. All right, hold on. Manufacturer NVIDIA. Generation 40. And then the 4080 is, come on, load. Here we go. That one is 48. So it's definitely below that. It's definitely below that. But now you also have to look at capability set. We don't know, right? We don't know what the capability set is. It's just like this, the gens that keep happening. We know NVIDIA is kind of ahead on their abilities, right? So, each teraflop isn't the same between these two, right? So we'll just have to see. And if it's RDNA 5, have they leapfrogged? Maybe they've gotten better than NVIDIA or equal to NVIDIA. We don't know, right? So we'll just have to kind of play it by ear when we get there. But think about that kind of power level, right? Which, dude, a 4070 Super or even 4080 is an incredibly powerful card. That's a lot of capability, right? So that would be very, very cool to have.
But you would also imagine that Xbox would then be also aware that PlayStation will be coming, up behind it in the next year or two. Well, maybe not now with with their handheld ambitions being a year after the Xbox releases next gen. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna want to stake a claim because for Sarabon and for her to come out and say it's gonna be the biggest technological leap there is. Now, obviously there's more than just teraflops that can define that, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole sort of AI and all that stuff that's going to be involved for sure, right? But look at what's happening with the Pro, right? Like look at what's happening. Look at that story. And again, we're going to talk more about it because there is still problems with it. And as much as like the AI is dope that they're trying to do something, right? In theory, right? If it's not implemented properly and you're relying on AI, like that's what PlayStation is doing, right? Like they're relying on the pisser to do this
Show up.
work. Yeah. So if it's not, right, if it's not happening and it's not working as promised, you still need like the power, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you still need it there to do a substantial jump. If that's there, I mean, I just feel like when you're Sarah Bond and you say that you're looking to make the biggest technological leap, you also have to understand, like saying that you also have to know where the fan base or the buyers, right? The potential buyers of your next console, where their mindset is going to go, right?
Yeah,
It's going to
it
be
also has to be
way more
a
powerful.
realistic technological leap, right? So it's going to be the biggest technological leap for them that they've ever had, right? And I'm sure that that's 100% factual, and I know it's going to be better than the pisser. We know that for a fact. So they're going to show up right. I don't think that the claims of, and it'll be great if it is like a 4080, but the claiming and the running around thinking that letting your mind kind of go like a galloper and we're gonna get a 4090 or even better. I think, just the fact that we're gonna go ahead and get a console that it is next gen and they're looking to do everything possible to make it as powerful as possible. That's what's exciting, right? Um, so that's going to happen. It's just how far is it gonna go? You have to you have to keep that balanced.
So wait,
I
what else
mean,
do they say here? By the way, I'm just curious. This is all they have?
and then 32 gigabytes. 32
Okay,
gigabytes. So 82
but it does say
teraflops,
Xbox hybrid
32 gigabytes.
PC.
That says Xbox hybrid PC. So that's the point, right? Like you're talking them now getting literally into the PC space, right? And those comparisons, like that's actually going to be like like I feel like if Xbox is going to be doing this where they're jumping into that PC kind of space with the hybrid PC, right? That's what the rumors are, right? You're going to want to make it where you're going to be able to have that easier transition for the PC games that are made for PC to just kind of that much easier just be able to slot into the power profile that you have, right? And if you are, bringing it more in line with what's out there and doing something more powerful, because think about it, if you bring your games into the PC space, right? You bring your console into this PC world, you are asking for that comparison now, right? Like
Yes.
now you are saying, hey, compare us to other PCs because now you can come out and buy an Xbox that's going to play Steam, that's going to play Epic, your Epic account is going to play battle.net, all that stuff, right? So you're doing that. And like
It
at,
sounds
at it's at the end of the day, it's like what you don't want to be known as like the
lesser.
lowest power, like the least powerful PC that you can get out there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a hard sell to say, hey, you can go buy a PC that has a 4070 for this amount, and it's this and this, and has Nvidia and then DLSS 3, DLSS 3 and all this other stuff, probably 4 by the time this comes out. And then you're like, or you can come by this that's way less powerful. Like I just don't see it, man. I feel like they're going in. And I see Sardinia, my homie. What's up, man? Thank you for being here.
No.
I know Goat is a troll. We moved on from Goat. He was just the catalyst for the discussion. All
Yeah.
right. He's not what I'm basing it off of.
Discussion of what the next console is going to be.
Yeah, I mean,
But
we're
Was
in
that
that
who put this
space.
out?
Yeah, Goat Gaming.
Okay.
when
Yeah.
you think about kind of like everything and you put it together, you're what you're saying is not necessarily far off, right? You talked about Sarabon and the biggest technological leap. We also think about Phil Spencer in that interview he had, and when he was talking about how we do think of PCs. We do think of what if we had a console that instead that we don't have to go ahead and create more consoles. We can just easily go ahead and do an upgrade, and we can have that type of similarity. So it's not something that they don't think about. It's not something that it's like, you know, impossible for them to especially see in. And I think again, what gave them more wiggle room is the fact that PlayStation did show up with a $700 console and up, right? So I do think that even if their mind was not in that space that we can go out there and charge this much for a console, it is now. So I do think that there's a new bottom line to how much a console can cost now from what PlayStation came out here and did. It kind of opened doors to it not being so shocking, especially if they're gonna go ahead and deliver something like this.
So the other thing to keep in mind, right, is that they are going to have a drop console, right? So it's not just the big bad that they're gonna put out that's gonna be the beefiest thing that they're making, but they'll have the handheld if that's what it is, or another Series S type device, right? I think from the rumors we know that they're still doing like a two-prong approach, but they were replacing the idea of the Series S with a handheld, right? At that, a lower power profile to go in for the 1080p, type of 1440, 1200p, that type of stuff. Um, so I mean, realistically speaking, I don't he came out and said he doesn't think $1,000 is Phil said he doesn't think $1,000 is going to be where we're going to grow the market. Right now, he may have said that in a way of, I don't think we're gonna, I don't think anybody's gonna release $1,000 console, or he could have been saying that like, I mean, we're probably gonna release a console that's very expensive, but we know that's not going to grow the market, right? Like you don't know. It's as much as it sounds like he's maybe throwing that idea away. He's being very specific when he's talking. He's saying that he doesn't think that that's going to help grow the market. So having that
Grow the
two-prong
market, it
approach.
doesn't mean that the people that are already in there wouldn't be willing to go ahead and pay for
Exactly.
it. So the market that's already there, the existing market, it's possible that people will jump in and go ahead and get that. I would
Not that we think it should, but
No, but I mean, we talk all the time. We talk about the handheld. We're like, okay, we want it to do what it needs to do. So go ahead and charge what you don't cheap out in making it. Charge what you need to charge and make sure that you're delivering, right? The same thing goes for the box essentially. And I don't think that they will just have the one version of it, or maybe,
That's the cool thing. They
the
could have
S.
multiples. Yeah.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
the S and X, they still exist. So, who knows how they will go about it.
So the question is, if they become more PC like, will they take the hit on the hardware sales? Will they charge you exactly how much it costs, or will they undercut it and say, "Well, we'll take a $100 hit or something like that and sell it to you cheaper"?
So,
I mean, I still think they're gonna take a. I still think they're gonna take a hit on the costs, right? I mean, what do you think, Doodle?
they might, but let's not forget the mess that's taking place on the other side. I think it all affects everything. They're in a different position right now. If PlayStation was essentially out here competing and making great things, and the Pisser was a powerhouse, then that's a different story. But it's not. So just like when it comes down to the games and a subscription service, and we're looking at what Xbox has to offer versus what PlayStation has out there, where's the competition, right? So essentially, it's going to be the same thing for the console. I don't think that they can be in a position where they need to go ahead and take that much of a loss or a hit, even if they do. But I don't see the necessity for them to go ahead and be at that mercy anymore.
I feel like the only problem with that is that you really don't want to think of an Xbox or a Microsoft basically just putting on a show because of their position.
Okay.
Right? Like, you don't want like, I don't want to look at, Phil and the way he treats the consumer as something that's not, in fact, a belief that he has, but instead
Genuine.
him just trying to play the other side of the coin because he sees PlayStation doing the opposite. And so if there's no longer competition, no, we don't need to, take so much of a loss on the console. Let's push that over to the consumer. Like, I don't see that happening, right? Like, I don't see Phil and the squad looking at the competition as their guiding light. I think they've already kind of decided that they're irrelevant to what they want to do. The question is where do they want their Xbox to be positioned? Not amongst the consoles that can be purchased, but instead amongst the PCs, right? Because now that is where the question comes in, because it's just like when they make the laptops, right? They make Surface, they make this and that. They make they make things that cost a lot of money. Sure, they don't care if you buy all the other laptops in the world that run Windows because they're getting their cut. But here, I think console wise, I think they would still prefer you to buy the Xbox because the Xbox does lock it's not locked because if it's a hybrid, you'll be able to do these other things, but I still feel like the vast majority of people won't. Like, I feel like the vast majority of people are not going to engage in Steam or Epic or any of the other stores that might be available now through the Xbox. I think most people are going to treat the next gen Xbox just like they treat their old gen Xbox.
Yeah.
Just buy the games off the Xbox store in their dashboard and call it a day, right?
But I
So
see that's why you have to be careful, and that's what kind of separates the two. And you go ahead and you give options, and the price bracket it will be according, right? Because you can't come out here and have that type of power and level of console, and then still be considered a console.
So the fun part about this is like you were saying, Doodle, the other side basically has gotten to the point where they're not going to take a hit anymore. And Nintendo has done that for a while now. They don't care. They're going to make money on their console, right? So then the question is, why should Xbox take a bath, right? And it was to gain more market share. Well, that hasn't worked, right?
Yeah.
They don't even care about that. It's like, you want a console? Here it is. Have fun. But if you want to play it through cloud, have it there. You want to play it on PlayStation? Have it there. You want to play it on PC? Have it there. They don't care. They're at this point saying, we're done with that. We will acquire the customer that wants to be acquired, and you can buy the console, right? The question is, do they want to keep taking a hit on it? And I would say there's no point anymore. If you're going to pay $700 for a Pro, I just don't see why they wouldn't say, you know what, we're going to charge you $650, and we just won't take a hit anymore. Why should we do it, right? What is the gain for us? Why are we wasting money when, if we want to go past a certain number of consoles, you're just not buying them? And it's like, if you want to buy it, we're happy to give you a console. The reverse, though, is what you're hinting at. This doesn't have to be Xbox anymore. This could be, we license to everybody, including ourselves. So we will make a box. Everybody else can make a box. At that point, they can't take a hit, because then they'd undercut their partners, right? So then it would have to be at some sort of profit level, right? And that profit can be pretty low for the Xbox model. Fine, we'll give you a base level, and it's like a $5 over cost, and you can go ahead and have it. And our partners might give you something cool that gives you extra flair, and you might want to pay $50 more. Fair enough. We don't care. Partner, take our software, use it, no problem, right? And that's the world that I think this is going to end up in, where you choose, I want a PC or I want a console experience, and you'll buy the box that way. So whether you're buying a ROG Ally and it comes with Xbox, or it comes Windows, and you choose, right? And you can have the Xbox experience. It boots up Xbox, gives you all the stores, everything, because it's still a PC, but you don't get to see the Windows underneath it. It's an Xbox, right? That's the way it should play, right? And you can buy a different console, whatever format, whatever, like it could be a cylinder, it could be something totally cool, whatever you like, right? Just open it up. right? And I'm looking forward to that world because then I can choose whatever the hell I want, right?
Yes.
And I can choose whatever form factor I like, whatever cooling level I want, whatever fits in my my entertainment center the way I like it, whatever color it comes with, right? I get to choose anything I like. That is the way to go, right? Now it becomes my personal thing. You look at like the PCs you can have with all sorts of different cases, all sorts of LED lighting and all that. Like it's all up to you, as custom as you want to make it, as cool as you want to make it, right? But it plays all your games. You don't care about the compatibility. You play your games, right? We get to that point. Oh my goodness, we are in for such a treat. And then the question becomes, what does PlayStation offer you? They have no games. They just don't.
Exactly.
What are they offering you? And you as a customer at that point have to say, do I just want to pick up my, ROG, my Asus computer that I like to use, and hey, they're offering me this option, game mode, and it just plays all the games? Like, why wouldn't I want to just do that, right? And then I don't have to worry about whether, because PlayStation games are right there, folks. They're right there. Like, you can play all their games, whatever they do have, right? And Xbox is like, it's first day and date, first party to us, because Windows is first party, right? It's first party to us. All our games, day and date. If you want to have Game Pass, day and date, you get it all, right? Where's the harm? It's like it totally changes the whole world, because now you just have every manufacturer of computers, right? Every compute device is available to you, right?
Let me ask you a question, Hargeet. Let me ask you a question, because it just kind of came to me. If this happens and Xbox does transition more into a PC,
yep,
do they offer people who have the new console PC Game Pass?
I mean, I think the next gen should just forego the whole pay for online thing, right? And then it becomes one Game Pass, because there's no point. You just have one Game Pass. But yes,
yeah, but you're not getting rid of the old gen though, so you can't do that,
right? And
right?
that would have to live for a little bit. You're right, right? But I think yes, I think ultimately, yeah, it does become just PC Game Pass.
I feel like that's and that could be a perk of the next gen console as well, right? If you have the next gen console, you actually get to use, the PC Game Pass version. I don't know, it just seems a little interesting with that when you start looking at what that might mean. I mean, the idea that like we've talked about this in the past, and I feel like it's such a Microsoft thing to do, because this is what they're doing. If you're following what's happening here, they're just following Microsoft's protocol.
Yeah.
They have engaged, right? Remember, Xbox wasn't Microsoft, right? Xbox was Xbox. They were a small piece of Microsoft. Then it elevated, right? It went to a new level. This ABK deal changed the world for Xbox and brought it into Microsoft's fold. And Microsoft is going to do what Microsoft does and start like just making it spread everywhere. And you can't do that if you're the only one making the box. You can't do it.
And I think they're dropping the little, sprinkles here and there with, they're just their commercial, right? What they just had going on. This is an Xbox, and this is an Xbox. Like, they're kind of
setting it up.
Softening the pathway, right?
Yep. And then they'll offer in all the like goodies that are built into Xbox, right? They have a very low latency wireless built into it for your controller. That'll just be available to any partner who wants to put it in there. If not, fine, you have Bluetooth. That's what you're going to have. Or you just wire it in with USB, right? Fair enough, right? But if you want to have theirs, they'll give you the option, right? Go ahead and add it in. Now you have that capability, right? So all sorts of things are just going to be like just built, baked in to make it as good for gaming as possible. So I'm looking forward to that. The next question, as I've like hinted, was why would PlayStation not just say, why don't we just do the same bloody thing? Because then we have a box that we can say is really cool, brings your PlayStation trophies, all that, but it is just Windows. You play everything. Because then why would you want to restrict yourself? What would be the value in restricting your customer?
Well, right? Because then but they're not, their business model, they don't have
is to try to sell you on theirs.
They don't have first party. You know what I'm saying? Like their first party output is so low that they don't have like this steady fuel of first party games coming out. And And unlike Xbox, who has a PC Game Pass, right? PlayStation doesn't have anything, like none of their network structure of like what do people buy into. They buy into their premium, they buy into the stuff. They have
It's the
nothing that
loss of
translates
revenue that's going to be the big
to
question, right?
PlayStation, to PC. Yep.
And
That's why they can't do it.
is
Plus,
that going
also
to be
add on top of
supplanted
it,
by a store? I don't
but
know.
you,
We'll
and
have to
then
see.
what do you also have if you have PlayStation doing stuff like that? They're also saying, hey, you know, it's okay for you to go buy a PC, right? Which that's not what they don't advocate for
They
you to go
want you to
buy a
keep buying their
PC.
PlayStation.
They want you to
Yeah.
buy only a PlayStation. They're just trying to put their games on PC for the people who are never going to buy a
PlayStation to get the money, right? But we
But
will
if they
see.
put
We will
it
see
the
what
way
keeps
we're
happening.
like that, it would be that would be such a big fucking like they would not. I don't think they were.
You don't think
Yeah,
so?
we'll see. We'll see.
What do you think, baby girl? Do you think that PlayStation would ever go ahead and just be like, you know what? Let's go and let PC start making.
God, I wonder if like
PlayStations.
freaking King David is right and there's never a PS6 because this is what they end up doing.
I know.
Listen,
That's
if
true.
it gets to that point where they have to make a decision, this may be the reason because of who they are and how they see themselves and something that they wouldn't necessarily want to do. That may be the reason why they go ahead and not move forward with console. So that would be a decision of kind of almost as the same as, do we put our games everywhere and give them the opportunity to really bring in more money, or do we go ahead and restrain ourselves to our platform and not make as much because they're not selling here? So this is the situation, and when you look at everything play out, what you guys are talking about, it's kind of like potentially, right? You're looking at their pisser tech. It's not necessarily taking. That's supposed to be the entryway. That's supposed to kind of really take off later on. They're talking about not making a console for, 10 years. Um, is that going to play out? Are they going to go ahead and really come through with the handheld, or what's going to happen here? It just seems like if they can't figure out the tech that they invested in, and this is their only way to essentially go ahead and have a box out there and still, because let's not, the pro didn't sell, but they have 65.5 million, boxes out there, PlayStation 5s. Some people just want that particular brand, and it doesn't matter if an Xbox is $150 on Black Friday, they still may not want to pick it up because they have some type of connection going on with their brand. What they are, even if they buy it just to play Fortnite, that is what they're invested in, right? And that's how they move forward. But this may be the way for them to continue to sell those boxes. That's what they're all about. The pride is the issue, right? When you have Sony out here, they make, their TVs, their cameras, and to have someone else go ahead and make that box for them, that may be what keep them from moving forward.
Yeah, but what's interesting is the old guard just left. The last one just left.
So it's funny because I was gonna bring it up when we talk about the next topic, when we kind of bring back the idea of Shuhei. But you know, David Jaffe, we quoted him last time we were on the show because he had said something, and then now he wrote something else completely for another kind of, somebody questioned him, and he put something out there, and we could talk about it more when we're talking about it in the topic, but
Yes.
he did, one of the lines he says is he doesn't know why people would be confused, why he doesn't care about PlayStation the same anymore. And the reason is because 95% of the people that he worked with are gone, right? That PlayStation that built that, brand, the people who built that brand, the people who all these gallopers are obsessed with are gone. They're not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just not.
Were you there when David Jaffe went on a PlayStation podcast of like PlayStation,
and they like ripped
fan,
them Knights of the,
and they yelled at him like,
yep,
I'm
because he
like,
was
I
talking
don't
crap
even
about
understand what's going
God
on.
of
This
War.
is like a legend in your arena, and you're yelling at him. By the way,
Yep.
It was his opinion on God of War, the thing he created. Like,
Yep.
you're gonna yell at him about the thing he created. Are you insane? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But at that point, do you not just see like your own fans don't care about you? They don't. We give him a lot more respect. We have him in ours. We just like we just respect him. Like, he's obviously a legend. So like, why wouldn't you respect this guy? And they yelled at him. They yelled at him on another podcast. I'm like, I can't even believe this is happening. Like, you should be so happy that this guy's even on your freaking podcast, and you're doing that to him. Wow. I don't even understand.
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's crazy that they did that. But yeah, I mean, he did make that mention, right? So it's like who is PlayStation? Like they're like, it's funny because we can have conversations about this and just be very secure that this is going to happen, and maybe not this exact thing, whatever it turns out to be, but we're getting something, right? Because Phil, the squad, they want to keep investing in Xbox, they're going to keep investing in consoles, whatever form they may take. And we keep this joke going about the hashtag no PS6, and it's like, more and more as things keep coming out, as people are leaving, like Shuhei's out, like people like what are they doing over there? They have no, like, as much as you shouldn't live in the past, right? And you shouldn't be burdened by your past. You shouldn't be held back by your past. You do use your path to inform like your path forward, right? Like you still use it. Like it's
You
still
learn from your
part of
past.
your identity. Exactly.
Yep.
The problem is they got rid of their past. All of their past is gone. You know what I'm saying? So all you have is these new people who have
like, what is happening?
They got rid of all of them.
They don't know what happened.
So
They're not a part of that.
They
They're
don't know
people that
anything.
think that they know how to create something great, and then they don't show up. They don't show up with it.
But they haven't made anything great.
Exactly.
Right? Like that's the
But
thing,
they
right?
They have, and that they have more. They deserve more credit than they do. It's sad, really. It's sad. And then we wonder why the Gallopers behave the way they do. They're all the same.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, I'm not like it's just a very different thing. Like when we have Phil Spencer, who's been there from pretty much the beginning, right? He was there before Xbox was a thing, right? So like, and he's leading the way, right? Like no matter how you cut it, right? Satya, he's new blood, right? He's new blood. He's not there as long as well. I don't know if he's been there for as long. That's not true. Maybe I'm making that up. I know he just took the position. I don't know how long he's been there for.
No, he was there longer than that. He was working in, I think, the cloud group, the Windows group, things like that. I think he was in various groups before.
I mean it more like new blood with Xbox, right? Like he's not. Yeah. He wasn't in the Xbox.
Well, him even knowing Xbox is of use at all, right? Because he thought it was just a waste of time. And exactly. So it was up to Phil to no. There's something here, right? Now the old blood, by the way, is Hiroki. He's the one that's been there the longest now. As far as PlayStation is concerned. So
yeah, but it's Sony. It's not even PlayStation.
Yeah. And his deal, as you've heard, is I want to make as much money as I can. So he's not interested in the console war at all.
He doesn't have any type of attachment to the IP or the console. He just wants the money that comes in from it.
And he comes from the world where I make stuff, but it works with everything. Right? Because Sony owns Blu-ray, for instance, right? It's along with a couple of others, but they own Blu-ray. They don't say, no, you have to buy a Sony player. That's it. No, you can buy anybody's. We don't care. We just want the license monies, right? Everybody who uses Blu-ray has to give us a license cost. Bring it. We just want the money. Like, they don't care. Go ahead. Like, they've been doing that across the board as well, right? They make movies. They don't say, oh, you have to have it on a PlayStation. No, they don't care. Sony player. No. You buy that disc, put it wherever you want. We don't care. Buy our disc. Those people who are going to play the disc, they're going to pay us money because they own the license. For all
purposes, Sony is doing the same thing that Microsoft is doing.
Exactly.
Right? Where Microsoft is taking this business and bringing it into the Microsoft way, right? Expand everywhere and licenses. Have people pay you forever.
That's how they like to see it, right? Those guys are like, where can I leverage what I have to make as much money as possible? Right, that's what
Sony does outside of PlayStation.
Give money to the shareholders. That's what he wants to do, right? So And you can see the same thing with Satya and Amy. They're like, that's nice that you want to have all this fanboy enthusiasm stuff, but we just want to make money. So where do we put this stuff to make more money? That's what they care about. That's it. It's like, bottom line, how do I give more to my shareholders? Where do I put this thing to make more money? That's the way they look at it, right? That's why when Satya came in and said, I'm not locking my things to Windows. No. If I can sell this thing on Linux, I'm selling it on Linux. If I can sell it on Mac, I'm selling it on Mac. I don't care. I just want to make money. Where do I make money?
It's true. It's true. I mean, that's the reality. What were you going to say, baby girl?
And they should. PlayStation should, right? This is kind of like what they should be looking at and what they should be doing moving forward. It's
so God knows what happens, right? This is going to be interesting future times here, right? We don't know what's going to happen, right? It's all sorts of crazy.
We can think because maybe a lot of unexpected things have taken place.
Exactly, right?
That we didn't see coming, and they certainly didn't. So it's all worse than they thought it would be.
But I mean, like Nintendo maybe stays the same, but even there, don't expect that they don't just suddenly start to switch around and do things differently too. It's working for now. At some point, it may not, right? And they got to see the future too and say, well, what do we do to make ourselves future proof? And at some point, they might change things too.
The Switch 2 is supposed to come in with a lot more power. They're going to have third-party games in there. This is the first step. They're going to see new money come in.
So the other thing to keep in mind is the competition, right?
Yes.
Right now, they own the handheld world for young people, right? All the ones that exist today, all the other handhelds that exist today are not for young people. There's not a bunch of kids with their Steam decks. It's just not, it's not what it is. Like older people, like older kids, older teens and stuff, sure. But like young kids, they're not there, right? They're not there. They're not, doesn't matter what, even if all those kid games are available on Steam, no parent is running to buy a Steam Deck to give to their small child, right? It's just not happening.
Kid friendly.
Yeah, and then all the other handhelds are also marketed towards adults, right? People who are on PC, people who tinker, people who are okay, installing different programs to get things to work, right? But Xbox or PlayStation, when they enter, which we've seen we know the rumors, right? Xbox, I mean, at this point, it's not even a rumor, right? Phil Spencer has come out, said, yes, we're going to make a handheld, right? It's going to happen. When it happens, sure, he's not going to tell us. Great. But it's already there, right? Xbox on a handheld will be a Switch competitor, meaning a person who owns a Xbox can go ahead and buy their young child and say, here's an Xbox handheld, and just load up all the kid games that come to X. There's a ton of them. And as much as Mario is huge, he's only huge in households that show it to him. You know who are 100% more huge than Mario in most of the rest of the world?
How huge?
Bluey, SpongeBob, all these other characters that have games that you could take an Xbox handheld, load it up with those games, and give it to your kid and let them go wild. Easy, Peppa, Paw Patrol, and just let them go and let them play, right? So when that scenario happens, the Switch needs, like, Nintendo is going to have to, pivot, right? And I think they are. I think they already know going in. That's why I think we already kind of know that NVIDIA's DLSS, right? That's already, if I'm not mistaken, already kind of confirmed that is going to be powering the system, if I'm not mistaken. So I think we already know that to be true, right? So they're coming in with an NVIDIA power profile that is going to allow them. I mean, even if you don't think about that, just know the deal that Xbox made. Xbox made a deal for Call of Duty on Switch. They're going to have to make that console be able to run a competent version of the Call of Duty. Absolutely. They're not going to want those bootlegged as comparison videos from Digital Foundry where it's like PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Call of Duty looks normal and good, and then it's like, well, and we tried it on the Switch, man. Look, like
Well,
look what they did.
it's supposed to have the power of a PS4, right? It's still coming to PS4 and Xbox One, right? Call of Duty still releases on it, so it's gonna probably play that maybe a bit better because it's gonna have NVIDIA capabilities, right? So it should try to do better than Pisser did, but
it can't be. You mean like a PS4 Pro, right? Like it can't be the power of the PS4.
This is
1.8 teraflops. We're talking. We're just talking about like 48, 50 teraflops. The Switch 2 is going to come in at 1.8. That would be insane. That would be insane if Nintendo Switch thinks they're going to go a whole nother generation at the power level of a PS4 original.
Steam Deck is around that, isn't it? The Steam Deck is like 1.9 or something like that. Is that right? I think it's 1.9. So
I don't know where it actually comes in at.
But yeah, so this is from the FTC when Bobby Kotick was talking about it, right? He said it's about the power of a PS4, the next Switch, right? I think it is still the same, but again, it has NVIDIA DLSS, right? So it's going to have a bit better capability.
But you also need enough power to handle DLSS, right? Like there has to be
they're going to bake that in,
like
obviously, because it's got to be hardware.
Well, how about this, real quick? What is the lowest card? Because they don't all run. You do have to get to a. I think isn't it the 20 series
that does DLSS?
Yeah,
maybe
because they're not gonna make a special crap version for Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? It has to be able to at least get to the minimum spec, and I'm pretty sure is the 20 series that can handle DLSS. So whatever the lowest powered 20 series card is, that's where the bottom would have to be, because you know it won't work on the architecture from before. Plus, if NVIDIA is this is the other thing to keep in mind, Hargeet, when we talk about these power profiles. NVIDIA, as much as they're gonna be cool making Nintendo whatever the hell they want, right? You also got to imagine that what are their factories set up to make, right? Like how low can they go before essentially having to create, entire new processes to feed Nintendo's.
Yeah, it was the 20
Switch.
series, by the way.
It was 20, right? So what's the lowest powered 20 series card? 2060?
2060 probably, or 2050.
So how many teraflops is a 2060?
2050.
Or 2050?
I'll tell you. Yeah, let me tell you what a
2050. Because that will give us an idea of the lowest number that the Switch 2 could be, right? Because they're definitely not going to, NVIDIA is not going to go back and do that. If they're going to do that, then they'll unlock it on the 10 series cards, right? Which they're not going to do. So,
well, this doesn't have a 2050, but it has a 2060. The 2060,
okay, what's the 2060?
Is 6.5.
6.5 teraflops.
That's the 32. That's if you do the FP16, it's 12.9, but that's a 2-to-1. So yeah, it's probably about 6.5.
Okay, so 6. So you got to look at it. A 2050 is going to be a little less powerful than that. So maybe 4 teraflops.
Probably in that range, yeah.
Okay, so then I think maybe we're looking more in the range of a Series S power profile, which would make sense, Harky, if you think about it, right? Because if we know that Xbox is going to keep the Series S and X alive, it's not going anywhere, that means every game that's going to be made, obviously we know Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are still around, but how long, right?
Yeah.
How long is that feasible to say that power profile is going to stick around forever? Nintendo Switch can't bank on that power profile, but they can bank on the Series S, right? The S isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So if that as a minimum spec will allow them to do big things, especially with a minimum spec, and then also being able, I mean, you essentially will have Series X capabilities with DLSS. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, DLSS is not just like you got to remember DLSS is wild because it's not just a, resolution bump, right? It doesn't just say, okay, you made this at 1080p and now we're bumping it up to 4K. No, 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 no. DLSS is crazy with their tech. DLSS will fill in the picture for you. They don't just upres you, but they create a better version of what you were trying to create because it knows what it should actually look like. And it's not just the graphics that get that bump, right? It's the frame rate. It does both, right? It combines both and it does amazing things on PC. So the Switch can have a pretty good spot, but I think that's where they're going to be. So but they have to be able to compete, right? And if Xbox comes in and PlayStation comes in with these handhelds, it's going to be a whole different ballgame for Nintendo. They all are going to have to try to compete differently if they want to stay relevant. Xbox is they're already competing differently, right? They already are on that road, right? So we already know that Xbox is set, right? We're not concerned. We're not wondering, oh man, what's going to come of Xbox? We know. We know exactly what's going to come of Xbox down the road. They're going to put this stuff they're going to put the console everywhere, right? They're going to want the console to be spread. They want you to walk into Best Buy and see a row of computers, and every single one of them is a different configuration of an Xbox. They all have a Xbox logo on the actual tower because they all Xbox certified, right? You're gonna have it on the box. It's all Xbox certified. They all are run at a minimum Xbox spec, right? Like that is going to be a thing, and it's gonna
Yeah,
be
a standard.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have to just go to the little corner of the store that has PlayStations and Nintendos. You know what I'm saying? So
I
so
mean,
everywhere else in the store is
that
an
makes
Xbox, but
yeah, I get that. I get that. Everything's an Xbox. They're making it clear. They're letting you
they're
know what they're
telling you
planning to
no.
do. I mean, don't get caught off guard. Nintendo has to do what Nintendo has to do. Nintendo is taking a huge step right now with the Switch 2 and bringing in the power and everything else, but they cannot necessarily get caught up in that. They have to kind of settle into that spot and kind of just figure out what's next for them. But if they start looking at it in a way that PlayStation may be looking at Xbox thinking that they can compete in any way, it's ridiculous. So they have to kind of sit in their pocket and let that settle in. The moves that they're making, that is enough, right? To hold them. And then if they want to go ahead and move forward with more and bigger, then that's a decision they have to make. But they got to remember what happened to them. We talked about, the past. You can't forget the past. Nintendo cannot get caught up with that mess. They did once before. And
Yeah,
once you do that again, it doesn't. We talk about how look they figure it out. They were they were in a risky situation and they figured it out. You may not get lucky twice, so they have to be careful to not get caught up with this whole powerhouse
agreed.
of a console.
I agree 100%. Before we go any further, I first of all apologize. I missed this. We had the homie
Thanks,
THX
isn't it?
1138.
Thanks 1138. I
I thought THX isn't that
That's
like
Lucas.
yeah, THX.
Yeah.
doesn't it sound?
It
It's
also,
just.
I mean, thanks 1138. It feels weird. I don't know. I don't know. Well, appreciate you, man. Thank you for that 2 super chat. Homie says
Yo, thank
new
you.
Xbox Series X 2 terabyte, $599. Next gen Xbox 2 terabyte, $699. You think they're just gonna go up $100? So basically matching the Pro. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know. You can't. I feel like you can't. You're doing bigger and better. And you're gonna go ahead and give it the same price. Like this is in 20. We're thinking 2026, right? I'm just saying you can't come in with the price of the Pro. When you're delivering bigger and better. I would say keep an open mind.
So you're saying be higher than a Pro?
I mean, I would say so. I would think so. I think that there's a new bar set with the PlayStation 5 Pro, and you can't come in like that. You can't.
All right, what do you think, Hargeet? $699 next gen Xbox, 2 TB.
2
It
years
very well
later,
could be. It could be. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting question of like what is going to be in this thing, and if it's enough tech, and is $699 enough? It's all up in the air, right? They can't have the same thing that happened with the Pro, though. You can't have these weird issues where it's glitchy
No.
and
no, it
piston
No, no,
has
no,
doesn't
no,
to
no.
work
be.
They're gonna
right.
show next
It's
gen
gotta be
games.
good.
They're gonna
Exactly.
show next gen games, and it has to be.
And
I'm sorry with this bullshit. It has to be visually stunning, right? I
which
need
is
to be
what
able
I
to
told,
see it,
Jason
not
Ronald, right?
feel
Was
it.
like, do not bother with a mid-gen unless it shows, right? I don't care if it
Yep.
costs $1,000. It's got to show. If it's not going to
Yep.
show me a difference, I don't want it. Like, it's a waste of time, right?
Yeah, no side by side. Pause. Let's take a moment. Let's zoom in.
Yeah.
None of that
No
crap.
digital
I want
foundry
to
No,
see
I
it
want like
necessary.
path
and
tracing. Like, show
like
me something, right? Like, give me
jaw
something. Like,
dropping.
otherwise, why? Like, I don't. What's the
Agreed.
value? It was so easy from PS4 to Pro, from Xbox One to One X, right? It was so easy to tell. Like, oh, there it is.
Easy.
That's a huge difference. Easy to see, right? Visually, it's just there. This is hard to tell when you're like, where's the difference? Like, that just shouldn't happen, right? And like, you get the same modes. It's not even like, oh, we added a performance. No. You have a performance mode on the base. You just have more fidelity on the Pro.
Yep.
And it's like the same fidelity you already have, just if you just decide to use quality on the PS5. Okay.
At least
And
theoretical.
it's all
That's just
exactly.
supposed
And
to.
it's like, well, all right, how is this worth it then? It's just not. And like this was the discussion we were having. Like, I don't know. There's just no point. So when we're talking about this, mid-gen refresh at E3 or June, yeah, I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. There's just no point. There's just no, like, if you do this, it better be very expensive. And then I want bells and whistles. I want to see it. I want to see the reason I need to upgrade. And if it's not there, it's just not worth my time. I don't want it. Like, it's just don't even bother.
And you know what's the thing? It doesn't. This is the one thing I will say, and this is why next gen is going to be so different, right? Especially for Xbox. It costs too much to natively path trace and ray trace to the levels of quality that you would want it to be. It just costs too much. So that is where the AI and all the machine learning and all that stuff is going to come into play once there's a powerful base to actually allow it to happen. The problem with the Pro is that it's still a box for this gen. It's not pushing next gen specs, so it's not going to give you the ray tracing that you all think it's going to be. Right?
Yeah.
It's not, right? It's just what it is. It's always going to be lesser than, because it's still based off of the fact, like we saw Remedy, they have to push the resolution so low to even get it to work, and then use upscaling to try to help and then give you some form of ray tracing. But as we saw, it's just not that good in next gen games, right? Obviously, you take a PlayStation 4 game and you throw the extra power at ray tracing. That's the point, right? So that fidelity where you're like, oh, wow, that ray tracing looks pretty good for a Spider-Man because it's based off of PlayStation 4 tech, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're going to be. That's the idea for future generation, right? So that next generation should be able to be like, oh yeah, we can flex this easy because all the power is here to do so. Until they start making games that actually use all that power, and then it's going to be like, well, where does the upscaling go?
Yeah.
And that's why there's always a push for more, unless they can find a way to have the upscaling and the AI and the machine learning all just get more super powerful. But we also know that one of the other things is the cloud is also supposed to be integrated. Like the hybrid portion of this, I think hybrid means a lot when it comes to next gen for Xbox, because hybrid is Xbox and its PC portion, right? Where it's allowing you to run these other stores, right? That's that hybrid. The other hybrid is looking at the idea of having, the AI and the machine learning that also go with the power of the inside box, right? That gives you that portion. And the other hybrid is the idea of, a console slash handheld, right? Is it attached? Is it part of the same family? If you have both, do they work together as opposed to being, two separate entities, right? So there's a lot of hybrid that's involved with the next console.
It's also hybrid games, right? Like you had with Flight Sim, where a lot of the game is cloud streamed.
Yeah,
a lot of the
power
game
of the
is
cloud.
done in the cloud, right? Yeah, and then you
But
get the result.
even then, you know what? Let me tell you something. You can see it though, because it's all still based on the base power. And this is the reality, because the base power is what gives you your up close. Okay. So everything that's around you in your immediate vicinity is based off the power of your box. And I could tell you right now, in Flight Sim, it's a perfect example. I don't know if you have you played it yet, Hargeet? Okay, we're going to be putting our review together soon, but one of the things I will tell you is that this does expose
the need of power.
the need of power in the box.
Absolutely.
It's not that the Series X is not powerful, right? But it's not a 4090, right? It's not a big bad PC. So when you go ahead and you look and you see that, because they're pushing so much power from the box to control what's right around you, it's still limited to how far out the cloud is bringing in the texture. So you could, like, depending on where you are, you can kind of see, like, in the distance where the cutoff is for the cloud bringing in detail to the Xbox, because it's very like I can definitely see it. If you don't see both, if you never see the PC version, then you won't notice it.
Yeah, you're fine.
You won't notice it. But if you play on the PC version,
it exposes.
Let me tell you something. On the
That's
PC
why I have
version,
installed on PC.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. On the 4090, on the PC version of this game, there is no limit to what you see. Right? So draw distances and all that stuff that we talk about in video games, where it's like, oh, look, like you can see pop in right there. Dude, actually, there's more pop in up close than far away on the PC version, but you could see like forever. The trees go forever. They don't turn into like pictures out in the distance. They just look the same. It's crazy. It's crazy how beautiful this game is on PC. On Xbox, it's beautiful, but it's a beautiful console game. Right. And you see the limitations of where they're trying to push this tech onto a generation that isn't necessarily
ready
built
for it.
For it. Right. Yeah. It's not 100% built for it. And you can see it in that way because they're going so big. If smaller scale games used it, it probably would be less noticeable. Right. They're not trying to literally show you the whole world at any given time for distance that are like miles and miles away. But it is a big deal. And I do feel like when we were talking earlier about like the teraflops of what these consoles, need, I would be upset if it were like 30 something teraflops. That would not be enough. That would not be enough. That would not be enough to say, hey, this is a next gen box. You got to give me at least, got to be like 4 times the power of this box. You know what I'm saying? It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be. It has to. Because it's just everything you can do with it is going to be so crazy.
Just as an
so
FYI
crazy.
on the Switch 2, the chip that's being used, it is a RTX 30 series, which is going to have some of the 40 series features pulled in. So it actually is a pretty advanced box.
So I told you,
it's going to be
it's a
pretty
beast.
crazy.
It's gonna be a beast. And I
So,
tell you right now, they're the only console that, with the proven track record of Nvidia, as much as Xbox and PlayStation are what they are backed by AMD. We have hopes for what AMD's next gen is going to look like.
Yeah.
But we don't, it's still like what they have out is just not on par with Nvidia in any way, shape, or form. That's why I refuse to buy anything other than an Nvidia graphics card, because it's just, they don't compete, right? It's a whole different beast, right? So Nintendo with a 30 series card is gonna, I told y'all, see, y'all didn't believe me.
Now what will be very
they're gonna bring the heat
is if they can pull off doing like all 3 ray tracing modes, because they've got DLSS on the little Switch, but neither of their competitors can, because I don't know of any game that does all 3. I think you can do like 1 or 2, maybe 1.5, right? On
what?
On
For
PC, of course, for ray tracing. So there's, reflections, shadows, and lighting, right? And usually you have to pick one of those. They don't do all of them on the console. On the PC, we just get all of it, right? And everybody compares, oh, you get only this much performance. Yeah, but I get everything. I get everything turned on PC. Everything, right? You don't get that on consoles. There's always compromises, right? Whereas if this really does have the capability set of a 30 series, they could probably do it. They could probably turn on all 3.
Well, DLSS, absolutely,
DLSSing
they can.
Right, we're gonna run it at a like 720, and then you'll still get like a 1200, right? Upres.
Unlike the pisser,
crazy.
Understand this. Unlike the pisser, let me explain something to you. Unlike the pisser, the DLSS 3 can do ultra performance mode that can take a resolution that's stupid low, like ridiculously low, and boost it up. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it can boost it up to almost 8K on their ultra performance mode to boost it. Like, it's crazy what they're, and this is, bro, it's not going to be 3. Remember, Nvidia's going to keep going. And if the card is what you say it is, that means it supports any upgrade to DLSS, right? DLSS is not leaving the architecture. They're going to be upgrading that architecture forever. So if you got, imagine what DLSS 4, we're worried about AMD catching up to where DLSS is now. You don't number something unless you plan on keep that number going, right? So we're at 3 already, 4, 5, 6. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? Listen, I'm glad that Xbox is going ahead and leaving that all alone for the most part, because they are going to be branching into a much bigger place with I believe in their cloud and what they're doing, because we've seen it already. Like, I already see it on, these games like Flight Simulator, where you see how good this shit looks. It's crazy. There's so much, man. There's going to be such a crazy next gen. Is going to be insane for Xbox. PlayStation, not so much. I don't know what they're going to be doing. I don't know when they have a next gen, if they have a next gen.
PlayStation right now, doesn't know.
PlayStation's next gen right now is a handheld. Okay, that's their next gen plan, is just to get the next handheld out at some point.
They may just close up shop, be done. We'll see.
Now, again, before we get it moving, our boy Spartan 661 is back to back with 10 on point for gamer memberships gifted out.
Thank you,
our
so
boy
much.
Spartan 661. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you so much, man. So very kind of you, man. Y'all know what to do.
Baby.
Put the motherfucker welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest members, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us. Thank you so much. And of course,
thank you,
our boy
Spartan
661, man. You're the mother effing man. You're the homie. We appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much. I do see we got Fossil 924, Nocturnal Mission, Chaos 4374, Jamal Lee, Drumline Rolla, and Ozzy. And then you got Sauron Grant, you got J Mo, you got El Nini, you got Xbox Frontline, and Andre Clay. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. And of course, our homie, Spartan661.
Thank you, Spartan.
Thank you so much, man. It means a lot to us. So thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Let me go ahead and get this right here. Our boy, thanks 1138 as per Doodle. Member for 1 month, man. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you, homie. Says after Xbox announced a handheld, how quickly Sony decided to update PlayStation Portal to play PlayStation Plus Premium Cloud Gaming before Xbox handheld releases. Bro, we talked about it. All of a sudden, it's like, hey, guess what we have? We've been holding you hostage for a year, hoping that it would take off, hoping that we would have the everything to ourselves and we don't have to worry about other handhelds coming. But clearly we can't keep doing that because Xbox is in the game.
Real handheld's about to be dropped.
Real handheld's about to drop. So here you go. Now you can stream, right? Bro, they're followers, dude. They're followers. They want to do whatever Xbox is doing. They wish they were. I mean, who wouldn't, right? I mean, at least we know they have some sense, right? If you're gonna follow anybody, you follow the $3 trillion company, right? You follow the money. This is just the reality of what it is.
And that's what they've been doing. That's what PlayStation's been trying to do. They keep getting credit for things that they didn't even come up with. They just wait around, see what Xbox is doing, and then they're like, let's figure out how we can take credit for this.
Exactly.
And that's how it plays out. But yeah, they did. They they were like, all right, let's turn on the switch, click on the button, let's do it. Look at how long that freaking handheld has been out for
A year,
over
over
a
a year.
year. And it's just crazy how long it took them to go ahead and make this figure this out, right? So at least they didn't give up. Let's give them credit for that. They're known for that as well. So at
Agreed.
least they stuck it through.
Agreed. And then we do have the
Oh my
homie.
gosh. This had me
What is
dying.
that?
I was yo. Zoom in.
I can't see it. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Is that somebody standing
Taking a
with
selfie.
no ass? Who is that? What is happening? Ozempic? What the hell's Ozempic?
Taking away that
Ozempic taking away the asses? What? Thank you for that $2 super chat. The hell is that? What are you talking about? Say no to Ozempic like we say no to Diddy and Sony. What is Ozempic? What the hell is that? Amir Kumar said long back. It's a long back. I feel like there'll be a documentary. You know what I'm saying? There was like some Australian sounding dude. Now listen here. There's a. I was gonna, but then I stopped. I was like, I don't think I can. I went too far. It's some kind of medication. CMoney, Becca says. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Wow, that's wild. That's wild. That's so random. Oh my god, that's crazy. Oh my god. Oh, the homie Spartan661. Thank you, man. Says thank you. Thanks to you for your entertainment that you give us.
Thank you for rocking out.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, bro. You are
so Ozempic is a weight loss drug. So.
I thought it wasn't. So I thought it was like some type of like you have to be. People are using it for that, but it's not what it's supposed to be
No,
for.
that's what it's for.
That's what it's for.
So,
Okay.
yeah, you have to get it prescribed by your doctor, though. It's not. You can't just get it yourself. But anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was like.
Ozempic taking away
I
the
thought it was if
asses.
you had like
But I just want to know,
diabetes or
like who does he know that was using this that it's so bothered him that he doesn't see it anymore? You know what I'm saying? It's like they took that ass away.
Wow.
It was my ass of choice, and it's gone.
something.
What is happening? What's happening? Junie Jam, what's up, man? Thank you for being here.
No.
See, that's what Doodle said. Look, Ozempic is diabetes.
Yeah, it's intended for people with type 2 diabetes.
Yeah,
it's not a
people are
diabetes
starting
medicine.
to use for other
It's to
things.
help with weight loss.
So it's for weight loss, but it's for weight loss for the
type 2
people
diabetics.
who are
Diabetic. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, taking away asses everywhere. That's crazy. It slows digestion. Oh, to keep you more full. So you have a bite of a of a piece of bread, and you're like, man, woo, what a night! All right, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Appreciate you. Oh my god. Well, that was fun. That was fun. Okay. We do have the homie Be Nice in the building. What's up, fam?
Nice. What's good, baby?
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says one thing
baby.
I do know is Nintendo squeezes the juice out of their tech.
This is true.
Their tools
they punch
do not
above their
go
weight.
unused. That's the reason.
They punch above their weight.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the reason why. So the power is really for third party, right? Because the third party are the ones who can't do what Nintendo does, which is create something that looks just as good or better than other games that are on these beefier boxes, right? So obviously with limitations, but they still do pretty good. But for them, the one thing I've always been so like excited to see has always been, since they showed that stupid tech demo of Zelda and what's his name, Gandalf? No, that's Lord of the Rings. Gandor? No, Ganon. I was close. That looks super realistic back in the day. Obviously, it doesn't look realistic now, but it looked really good back in the day. Like, I've always had this desire to see Nintendo get back into being a graphical powerhouse. I think that they're going to be able. So, like, Astrobot, right? The people sweat that game, blah, blah, blah. Great. The one thing that Astrobot will possibly have, I don't know because we didn't see it, is the fact that it is on a powerful box, so you can probably do some more particle effects and some more things that Nintendo's box can't do, or at least at a big degree, right? So leveling the playing fields, bringing the Switch into, Switch 2 into a much more powerful scenario, and you have the creativity of Nintendo to go ahead and, push things forward there. I'm really, really intrigued to see what they do. God, what happened? ¿Qué pasó? What happened now? Tell me. God, son of a gun. Save the cooler. Save the cooler. Who is this? I don't know who it is. Is it Sparky? Is it Big Bigs? I don't know. It's probably Big Bigs. It has to be. It has to be. My boy. Oh my God. Yes, I do mean the GameCube one. Yeah, all the way back then. Yes, exactly. They never made that game. They never punched at that level. Oh snap. Junie Jam says you can now get it for weight loss. My wife uses it as well, and she is not diabetic. She went from 175 to 126 in 2.5 months.
God,
damn. Shit. Okay, well, Junie Jam, you gotta throw me that number. So I gotta look like the picture over there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get there. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. That's wild. Holy hell. That has to be some dangerous shit, though. You must be dying inside.
There has to
I mean, not your wife.
Well,
Just something has to be going on.
She'll be fine.
Reminds
She's
me
gonna
of
be fine.
what was that? The Hunger Games. Remember the Hunger Games? They took like the
Yes.
tablet, and then they're like, "Oh, now I can eat more." It's like, wait a minute.
Those movies were so good.
They were really good, actually. Aggressive oatmealness. What's up, man? Or oatmeal memes. Did they talk about the next gen Xbox yet? Well, we've been talking about the next gen Xbox. That's for sure.
By
Yes.
the way, am I the only one who like loves the cylinder look?
It's interesting. Looks like
No,
a
it's
router.
definitely yeah, it's an interesting look, but I feel like the only problem I have with things like that is number one, there's gonna be wasted space in there, right? Because most of the electronics they're gonna make are not curved. And if they do, that means everything is super custom, which is going to, up the price. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like if you have a box, you can
Let's stick
take
to the box then.
let's stick to the box. You know what I'm
Because what
saying?
we're looking to get from you, Phil,
Yeah.
gotta be expensive.
Yeah, they're rounded when you're doing things that are rounded, it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? It's an issue. Um, but yeah. So all right. Any more on this? We're gonna move on. If there's nothing else for you guys on this,
I think you clicked this chat for a reason.
oh, I didn't read it. Damn.
No.
The game adaptation newscast says then they revealed Wind Waker, and we were all what the f. Then we played it. Yeah, so you're right. That was the biggest like what the hell happened. You show me this idea of a Zelda, and then you bring the cartoon. That was crazy. And I didn't have a GameCube at a time, so I did not play it. But oh
I like
shit,
it.
Junie
Of
Jam
course,
said
I
I
like
went
all
from
Zeldas.
238 to 187.
Oh wow.
Nice, dude.
Holy crap.
Congrats, bro.
Junie Jam, you in our Discord? Let me know what's going on. That's crazy. Junie Jam, did you create this drug? Are you trying to push this out there? Is this some illegal shit?
No,
Junie
it's
Jam's
not
like,
illegal.
"I'm
It's totally
pissed.
legal. It's legit.
I'm making
but
billions."
It is expensive though. But yeah, you can certainly get it.
That's wild.
Facts.
That's wild.
Z Black Rider says Phil said they're not doing $8,000 console. Correct. He says only 900.
900.
Only 900. $999.99. 99 cents. That's right.
But
Boycott the culo killer. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Let's that's crazy. All right. Let me all right, so no more any other last words on next gen Xbox, next gen Nintendo, whatever. Anything on the next gen side of things?
I mean, good stuff's coming. I'll just say that. There's stuff coming. Yep.
Very, very excited for that. All right. Let me get this here because this is I do want to talk about. This is a big deal on what's going on over there. Okay. So I will oh shit, I didn't even
did you X out of it after? Okay, there you go.
Oh yeah, no, we're good. We're good now. Okay, let me make sure I'm good here. Good here. Let me take my chat. Boom. Boom. All right, here we go. Perfect. Okay. So, as you know, and this is where we're gonna get Hargeet's feelings on on this whole situation as well. But I saw why you put the picture like this. That's wild. Push Square put out a tweet and made a post saying Shuhei Yoshida's resignation prompts massive outpouring of love for PlayStation legend, right? Which we could all agree that Shuhei, he's a legend, right? He's been around the block. It's not our legend, but he's a legend for sure.
Hashtag not my legend.
Hashtag not our legend, but he's a legend. All right, so if we go in there, it's the same thing, right? The thing that I am most like wanting to kind of get to, and then maybe we should, let's have before we go into what I want to talk about with this.
Okay.
Again, normally we start this show with what we talked about on Thursday, having, Hargeet and Demo tell us what they felt about that news that they didn't get to comment on. So why don't we start with you? You saw this. I know you were in the chat. You had a lot of stuff to say in the chat. But as far as this is concerned, Shuhei's gone. He left. He's not retiring like, oh, I'm out the game. He's like, no, I'm sick of this. I'm gonna stay in the industry, but I'm out of here.
It's not
He
with
said
PlayStation.
there's a lot of new management, a lot of new blood in here that I don't respect. I mean, that I respect, right? That's basically what he said. So yeah, what do you feel about this whole thing? And then we'll move on into what's
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly interesting that he decided that he's done with whatever's happening there. Was this sort of a internal strife? I don't know. I'm taking hints from what David Jaffe put out that there was some sort of strife, because he was pretty clear that, F Sony and move on. And I assume that's because he's talking to people on the inside, right? Jaffe knows a lot of people in the Sony world. So, and Shuhei's probably one of them, right? So he probably has some inside, knowledge on what's going on, right? So I take from him that, hey, this really is some sort of fallout. And, he's like just done. Like you have to look at, like, I'm at the CEO level and then you demote me. And then, you kick out the current CEO and you make 2 CEOs, but not me, one of them. You obviously don't think much of me, right? So it could be that simple. There could be all sorts of things with, is he pushing for the old style mentality? Or is he looking for a whole new thing? And it's other people that are saying, no, we got to stay the way we used to be. And he's saying that doesn't make any sense. Or maybe he's saying, yeah, it does make sense. And this is where we got to go. And then the other people are saying, no, we got to switch it up and like put things on a Nintendo Switch and put things on an Xbox and try to change our whole strategy, go to PC day and date. I don't know which way the wind is blowing, right? But we do see the thing he said to Phil. And that seems to suggest maybe he does kind of appreciate that is happening. Now, that could be for different reasons, but maybe he is trying to say, why don't we adapt? Why don't we move to a different direction? And he's seeing pushback. And since he doesn't really have any of the actual authority to do anything, he's like, all right, well, I've done my thing here. Bye.
Yeah.
Where I see this going, I don't know that he has an easy place to go with some sort of like indie developer. It's possible, but like he's been a C-level exec at a very large company. So he has 2 potential paths. I want to go into an easy retirement mode, or I want to go do something new and challenging, right? That basically is the end of my career, right? I just want to like kind of go set up something new and cool and then walk away, right? And where could you do those kind of things? Well, you could look at the industry and say, hey, there might be an up and coming publisher that, let's say some of the new ones coming from South Korea, some of the ones coming in from China. Hey, let's take one of these and elevate it. That's a possibility, right? You could take a current one and say, I can make this better. That's a possibility. There's potential for even Nintendo. If you look at, hey, they're aging out, maybe there's something there. But I'm going to assume they have a line of succession already set up there. So then the obvious question becomes, is Xbox the right path? Because, well, gee willikers, what do they not have? An Asian market presence. What has this guy built up? An Asian market presence for PlayStation, right? So does he have the know-how? Yep. Does he have the contacts? Yep. Does he have the industry, ability to understand what's going on? Hell yeah, of course he does. Could this be like a perfect opportunity from an Xbox perspective, but is it one that he would want to take on? That just depends on who he is, right? People at a certain level, if they really are go-getters, They're always go-getters. We were talking about Elon before, right? He's like, well, we don't do that next thing, and then the next thing, and the next thing, and the next. Like, dude, why don't you slow down? Like, but he's like, slow down.
Yeah.
No, next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. He could be one of those, and it's like, well, yeah, I want to take a strategy and say, hey, I want to, increase the market share of Xbox in Japan and surrounding Asian countries up to 15%, 20%, right? That's a hell of a target from where they are now, which is like non-existent, right? And you say, I want to do, I want to take that challenge on, right? Cool. All right. Give him the option to do it, right? You're head of, Xbox Japan. Take it, make it happen, right? Is that something he could do? Yeah, it is. It's totally something he could pull off. The question is, will he want to do it? And I don't know if he wants to do it, right? You're mentioning, hey, does he want to go against his own company? Well, he left his old company.
It's not his company anymore.
Exactly.
It's not his company. And the way he left, so when you speak of this ambition, when the way he left saying, I'm not retired, like he's going to go ahead and stay in the industry, is
Yeah.
very telling. He said it right away. So he also has a date when he's leaving. He's leaving January 15th. That's a quick turnaround. To
Yeah.
go ahead, and you have brought up, you said um maybe he wants to do things that they don't want to hear, right? Or they don't want to let him do. And he doesn't feel like he's needed, right? He did get demoted. To go ahead and grow the market for Xbox in Japan, that would be a
Be
very big
huge.
deal,
It'd
considering the
be
fact
huge.
that they've tried to do this for so long. For someone
Yep.
who feels like they're not appreciated or seen, to go ahead and do something that's that substantial for the competition, especially if you weren't treated properly towards the end, it's a big deal. I feel like he should go ahead and freaking do that and show them, right?
Yeah. And look, there's a headache of non-competes and all that stuff. I don't know if they have that in place here or not. Probably. So they'd have to work through any of that, right? But yeah, it could also just be, hey, you know what? Like, I want to establish a Japanese studio presence, and we just really can't do that. Hey, you can do that, right? Like, you can be the head of that. He was the head of that for a while at Sony, right? It's like, hey, go ahead and take the reins and like build up our Japanese studio presence, right? And work with us on bringing in content into Game Pass and working with independent developers and big developers to curate what makes sense for us to partner on, right? Even take some of our IP and work with studios to make it, like things like that, right? Just go, like you own that part of the business, enjoy, right? It's certainly a viable path. It's certainly worth talking to him, right? It's certainly like Phil should reach out, get out to Japan and wine and dine, right? And talk. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see a visit, if you see one of them like Satya and Phil going out there. It probably is to see what they can do here, right? So, but yeah, I would expect to see something like that. If you don't just always get these things, right? This is a once in a while you just get a potential like this, and it's like, well, why not, right? I don't know that Jim Ryan would have been a good choice to bring on, but this just helps them a lot. It just does. It's a very good potential for Xbox. So I don't know if they want to, make that relationship happen. They certainly can. Shuhei may have something in mind already, right? We don't know. So we'd have to just see what
I
comes
think
up.
Jim Ryan was done with the whole gaming industry. Like he
He
had
doesn't
had
bring
enough.
Yeah, he doesn't bring anything for Asia though, right? He kind of shut down the Asia part of PlayStation. He didn't care about it, right? He pulled out of like Tokyo Game Show. He shut down Japan studio. He just didn't care about Asia at all. That's the area. Like he did the European stuff, fair enough, but like I think Microsoft has enough to do something in Europe. It's more what can you do in Asia, right? That's the part that they just lack. And this would be a great way to make that happen. Again, if it's something he wants to take on, I don't know, right? And again, I'm reading a lot into just certain like aspects of tweets and stuff like that, that there was some strife. I don't know. I don't know that there wasn't. Maybe he's just like, you know what? I'm kind of done with like being here. Let them go their own way. I'm going to do something else. That's also a possibility. But usually if that's like your mindset, if that's who you are, it's usually 5 to 7 years you switch to something else. Right?
Yeah.
This guy's been there 30 years. I
Mhm.
don't think that's who he is, right? I think he would have stayed there if there was a place for him. I think there was no place for him. This is me guessing. I think that's kind of what happened. And he's like, well, okay, time for me to move on. Right. So again, these are
I
all
agree.
guesses, right. But
well, obviously we'll never know unless he says it.
He was
But
there for 31 years though. Like
right.
that's right from the start. You feel like everything you worked for and built is just disappearing right in front of you. And you see the people that are making that happen. It can't
Yeah.
be a good feeling.
yeah, I don't think so. I mean, and of course, like you guys said, being demoted, and then, I mean, you made a good point, Hargeet, that it wasn't just that he got demoted, but after he got demoted, they went ahead and got rid of the guy, and then hired two people to take his place. One of them,
Wasn't
like
neither one of them were him.
like
Were
there was
Shu.
one European and one Asian person, and the Asian person you pick is not Shuhei. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like that is not, I don't, that's wild. That's wild. But I mean, obviously it's clear that, I think that at some point they looked at him and just kind of the new management. They just don't care. They don't care what he cared about. They don't care what he thought about, even though he's the one who did that crazy, you know, basically put the crazy karate kick to Xbox One with that. This is how you share games joint that they added last second. Yeah, that, I don't know, man. I don't know how you don't look at that dude and be like, all right, I'm gonna keep you. But that being said, you're right. We'll see where he goes. That all leads to the kind of conversation I want to have on it, which is, again, all these companies were coming out, and one of them was this one here from Stellar Blade. Okay. Where Stellar Blade says the person who the so like listen to this, right? Oh shit. Wait. There you go. I'm gonna go back here. The person who believed in and supported Stellar Blade is leaving Sony. Not one of the people, not one of the few people,
The person.
not one of many. The person is now leaving Sony, right? Who believed in and supported Stellar Blade. Shuhei Yoshida had the opportunity to visit Shift Up in 2021 when Project Eve was still a small scale project. The contract between Shift Up and PlayStation was a pivotal moment, becoming the catalyst. Here's the actual tweet. Becoming the catalyst for the creation of Stellar Blade we know today. Thank you for your stellar contribution. Um, listen,
Her picture, and they both have
their
a
thumbs up.
thumbs. Yeah,
It's
it's kind of weird. Um,
both very, very small thumbs that they have, by the
very
way.
tiny. The
Like,
tiny thumbs.
like they got
They're
like,
like, and they have them both out. And it's like, what are you gonna do with that?
I don't know. It's a bit
But
much. Bit much.
listen, we just found out that Shuzo's super freak. He was the
My
one,
God.
the only one.
Oh my God.
Man,
That's a lot.
that's nice. Now
But
he made it
so
happen.
he did, right? So and that's fine, right? And it's clear, like if you look over here, right, Remedy, they're all thanking him, which is, there's gonna be mix of people just
He's got 2 thumbs up in
paying their
that picture.
respects, right? But like look at Shuhei, right? He's in these places, like he's the point of contact for them, right? He's the one who's going to war and saying, hey, I want to do something with these people. We should do something with these people, right? All these different companies, Cappy Games, all of them. right? They're all talking about it, right? And the thing is, he's gone, right? He's leaving, right? These are the people, like all these people. Shuhei was the guy who kind of helped them um do this, right? Adam Boyes was the guy who was on the other side of that that pass off of the game. How do you, share your games right there? It was him and Adam Boyes. Um, but and he's also leaving too. That's funny. I forgot Adam Boyes leaving the company that he was working with. Our homie Phil Spencer. Congratulate him. Either way, the point is the point of all this is that him leaving Sony, you said something, Hargeet. You said maybe he looked around and saw that he doesn't have a place there anymore, right? Now, if they were saying, "Hey, Shu, we wanna go hard on indies," okay? Like, we wanna go ahead, um and really invest more. We want to push more. We want you to have more access to the funds so that you can go ahead and be more free. No, what it sounds like is from looking at how pivotal he was dealing with a lot of these people, what it feels like is this was a hey, we're not going to be doubling down on this. We're not going to be going ahead and spending money on these third party deals the way we used to do, right? And I feel like this is a change. I feel like there's a very real world where they go back to not caring about indies. Remember, if you guys all remember, if you've been paying attention long enough to this stuff, when the PlayStation 4 was coming out, it was all indie talk, indies on the stage, indies everywhere you look. Everywhere you look, there was an indie, right? On the PlayStation side. That's it. They were full in on it, right? 100%. But then as the years went on and PlayStation, it was clear that they got out of the PlayStation 3 kind of funk that they had. And it was clear that they were pulling away from Xbox. They went ahead and stopped giving a crap about the indie. Like there was no more indies on stage. There was no more. I mean, hell, there's no stage
What
for the
stage?
indies,
Oh my gosh.
right?
I'm
They
glad you said it. That was
they
gonna be
got rid of
killing
it.
me.
They got rid of it, right? And they moved away from it. But that's why we all looked at this as such a horrible, horrible, uh, degrading position for Shuhei, right? Like they dropped him way down because we know that they didn't really care about indie like that, right? Did they care about like a high profile indie? Maybe, right? Like a shift up with this game and stuff like that. But like indies in general, no, right? And unfortunately, there's not a lot of high profile indie games, right? Most of them are just indie games. And if Shuhei's out here with his entire job to be go find these things, but instead you're not bringing anything back because they're not at the level that they want or whatever it is. It's like, what's the point? What does this mean? Does it mean that they're done? Does it mean like they're not going to be doing these deals? Maybe when they look at the money, when we see what is sold, it didn't sell a lot, right? Like Stellar Blade didn't sell a lot, right?
It didn't.
So
It
it's
didn't
like,
sell much. Not what they so PlayStation doesn't care about indie games. They care about PlayStation. So,
Right.
yes, they go ahead and they search around and they see if there's a gem in there that's going to bring in a lot more money than they spend on the bag, right? On that they spend on the game. That's the hope when they're running around looking for these games. And maybe there were too many misses. Yes, they Stellar Blade did not sell the way that they expected. They felt probably that they had found the game that's gonna go ahead and get these gallopers to whip out their wallets. Um, and when they were upset and they put the petition out there to free Stellar Blade, I think that may have messed with the game a little bit. But like at the same time, it's like free her for who? Yeah, didn't show up. Just, a handful of being loose because of the amount of boxes they have out there, a handful of freaks that were out there ready to look up the skirt and see some bouncy bounce take place. So, I mean, based on the petition they had out there, that was what they saw, the potential that they saw in the game. So, they weren't there for the actual game. Not that it was presented in that way. But
But what does it
anyways,
mean for the future for PlayStation?
they don't
Is Shuhei
have money
leaving
to
a
invest
sign?
in indie games to see if they will go ahead and sell enough. They don't.
Yeah, I think the whole like doing one platform thing is getting harder and harder for a lot of developers to do. And one of the things that you take from sort of the Microsoft stance is we will put it in Game Pass, which gives you automatic money. Which in general for a lot of indies is like your development cost is already covered. And now you basically, if you sell any units, and you're going to be on PC day and date, we're not going to take it away. You're going to be on Steam day and date, right? You sell any copies, pure profit, right? So this is kind of the thing that like Game Pass has made, happen on their side. I don't know if they've had any like exclusive game with any third party that hasn't gone to Game Pass. I think they're pretty much always going to Game Pass, right? So, and they do a lot of deals where they just put the game in Game Pass and let it be everywhere. They don't care, fine, right? So, but with Sony, it's on Sony, not on PC. It's like, well, is that really worth it anymore? Look, maybe that is drying up. Maybe like the big publishers have definitely said it. They're like, no, we want to be everywhere. Let's stop this whole exclusivity thing. We haven't seen Baby Steps. Isn't that one of his?
I mean,
so, I don't know when that's going on.
Yeah.
But look, maybe that's all it is. And maybe like he's looking at it saying, I would have supported these games because I would have made enough off of my other games to say it's okay to take a little loss because these games bring sort of a enthusiasm to the platform that you have them, right? And so it doesn't necessarily mean that, hey, you have to sell 10 million, 15 million copies, but you have to have your Returnals. You have to have your,
it brings in
Stellar
variety.
Blades. Yeah, it brings in a different type of game that different players will want to play, right? Just simple things like that, which they've become, and everybody says it, they become kind of monotonous, sad dad walking simulator. Well, maybe he's like, I don't like that.
Agreed.
But that's kind of where they are. I don't know. It's kind of a sad space to be in, but when they tried to diverge, they diverged into all live service games. All of them. Like everything had to be live service. Like who thought that was a good idea? But anyways, all live service, and all of it kind of failed with the exception of one. So I don't know, man. Like we'll see where they go.
And even the one that didn't fail, it wasn't like
It
out of
wasn't a
this world,
PlayStation
right? It
success.
wasn't enough to
It was
be like,
it was a
okay,
PC.
well, this yes,
Exactly.
this took
And it was an
over
existing
whatever
franchise.
else anything else could have done.
Agreed. It wasn't like some.
So
I mean, it had its moment where it was like in the zeitgeist on PC, right? Like it was a thing where there was like a whole movement, like on TikTok, people were putting up like wives were like women were putting up TikToks and messages about, supporting your husband when he goes to war and for the whatever the hell that they call it in their thing, the freedom or the federation, I don't know. But like somebody made a list of things to do to support your husband when he's out at war. It's like there was a whole thing happening. Like they had something there. And then they screwed it on PC with the whole nonsense with the requirements, and it all went away. It all went away. Now the game is there, it's fine, it's doing its thing, but it's not zeitgeist anymore, right? Nobody's talking about it. If you're in, but outside of that, you're done, and that's where they have to look at it, right? Another version of this. They drop Helldivers everywhere. It's on Xbox, it's on PC, it's on PlayStation. They don't do that stupid thing. Does Helldivers blow up and go crazy? I don't know. I never played it, don't care to.
if they didn't put it on PC,
If they put it everywhere. No. If they put it everywhere. If they did in a different alternate situation, they don't just make it PC, PlayStation. They make it PC, PlayStation, Xbox. None of that regulation, right? Like, how far does it go, and does it ever, maybe not ever, but how long before it whittles down to where it is now, right? Like, that's the shit that's going to be difficult for them. And I don't know if it's difficult, but I think this is the battle that they may have internally, where it's like we need to stop doing this. Look at what they're doing, and the internet may be crying, but it's not hurting their dollars. They put out their quarterlies, and we're not seeing them suffering. They didn't go buy a bunch of third party timed exclusive deals, and their bottom line is not suffering. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the conversation that they have, right? It's the numbers. Why are our numbers not where we want them to be? How can they be in third place, quote unquote, and still be banking so much off of us? None of that other stuff matters, dude. It just doesn't. At this point, it has to be about the games. There's too many obstacles in the way of people who are like trying to sell a game now. Like, there's so many other options, right? There's so many other options of what games you can buy. And just like we're seeing with this Horizon thing, where this other company is like, you know what, we'll make something that looks like that and give a different take, different take on it, and see if people like it, right? Like, this is the stuff that happens, right? Like, nothing is super duper unique, right? So it's like if you're limiting yourself, you're just allowing yourself to go have a competitor pop up somewhere else that can do what you do, similar or good enough, right? And that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Why? Spartan, be easy, brother. Appreciate you, my dude.
Spartan.
Good night, homie.
Have a good night. Thank you for rocking
Appreciate
out.
you, man. The homie Ozempic taking away the asses with that $2 super chat.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh my God. Appreciate you, man. Says, how can I spread those cheeks? Syrup just run right down.
Oh.
There's no cheeks to spread, bro. It just looks like a door with a peep sight. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, see.
It's true. That's wild. That's crazy. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Oh my God. All right. So that's wild. All right. So yeah, so this is I don't know. I saw this when I was looking at it. I do feel like this signals a broader shift. I think that Shuhei leaving, he's a major person at this company, whether he had a major position there or not. He's a major person to their, legacy, right? Yeah. And I mean, he's gone. He's gone. Who else is there? Right? Who else is there that matters from that time? Nobody. Not in PlayStation's history. Not anybody who's part of that 30th, any of the nostalgia that is in that 30th anniversary, Astrobot love letter, right? None of the people who were there, none of the people who made those games are there. Even the more recent ones, like your Days Gone, the people who made it are gone, bro. Like, Ben Studio is there, but not the dudes who came up with the story, not the dudes who made it, right? They're gone.
Damn.
Right? Insomniac, a bunch of people are gone, bro. A bunch of people. This is like you're left with a bunch of BioWares, right? All studios that are in name who they were, but in practice, the people in there are mostly all gone or different people at this point. And that's a lot for a lot of different people, a lot of different companies. Like, that's not necessarily out of the norm, but when you're looking at the actual company itself, like the actual supposed backbone, right? Because everything is everything branches off of Sony, right? Off of PlayStation. The studios are all different parts of it, right? So if you lose the people who matter, that's a rough position, right? That's a rough place to be in. Um, so I mean, it's wild. It's wild. Um, I mean, that being said, it kind of is what it is. We already saw PlayStation heading down a different road, right? And it's a different road, but they're trying to go to the same place. You know what I'm saying? Like this is weird. It's like a weird thing because it's almost like they don't want to fully dive in because they're afraid. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to fully dive in.
Dive
Uh,
into what? What are they going to do? PlayStation's out there just like the developers. They're lost. Lost. They don't know what to do, what next step to take. They don't know how to make games anymore. And the people who are out there making games for them shouldn't be. Take away their computers, burn them down. Don't let them make these games. It's a freaking it's just not right. It's illegal to go ahead and try to feed us these games. Come on, man. These are not developers. Shut them down.
damn. Doodle chose
Kidding me?
violence. Holy hell.
Wait till
Wow.
they all leave and then burn down the building. Wait till they show up the next day like, damn it, what we gonna do? Oh, I guess everything was in there. Oh, no. Just saying. Shit. That's a better shot. They'll save them. They'll save the money that they were going to invest in the games,
Mhm.
right? What are they going to
At
give
least
us?
you won't
Baby
get another
steps?
Concord.
Exactly. Exactly.
Damn.
Well,
Come
Doodle has
on.
spoken. All right. Just know the deal. I get it. I get it. All right, all right. Anything else about, when it comes to Sony and,
We said
their indie
David Jaffe
situation?
had another tweet about this.
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on. Let me grab it. Well, hopefully. Hopefully let me grab it. I'm pretty sure I have it. Getting there. Getting there. There we go. All right. Here it is. So here is Jaffe. So some dude said, "What did Sony do to hurt you, Jeff?" Genuine
Oh,
question.
goodness.
First of all, that's not a genuine question. What did Sony do to hurt you? That's not genuine. You being a douche, but fine. Uh, David Jaffe says, genuine answer. I've answered this question so many times, but at this point, no matter what I say, people will think I'm mad at Sony. Even though just yesterday I tweeted to Shu praising him and other Sony execs who gave me tons of chances. Actually, yesterday you tweeted F Sony,
Those are
right?
the exact words.
So I don't know if you're 100%, coming across the way you think you were, but sure. So PlayStation has some of my favorite games of all time, and even in current gen, there have been some games I adore: Ratchet, Ghost, God of War 2018, Returnal, a few more. But I don't love the PlayStation brand as of late, and I'm highly critical of it, just like I am of pretty much anything that I think is effing up or making bad calls. If you don't believe me, I'll attach my latest video, which I'm sure Xbox execs, even if they even knew who I was,
And they
would take
do.
issue with. Of course they do. But I, like most of you, love games, and so I talk about them. The great, the almost great, and the crap. And sometimes Sony steps in the crap. We all do. Well, not at Taylor Swift, but everyone else does, but not her. Never her. Jesus. To me, the more interesting question is this: why do you think it's so hard for people to believe me? PlayStation is a company I have very little connection with anymore. 95% of the people I worked with when I was at PlayStation are gone. People say I'm upset that God of War has done better without me there. And other than the fact that I would love to share in the financial windfall of that success, why would I be upset? I could never make a game like the new God of War, for better and for worse. and I am so out of touch with what the AAA core gamer wants these days that even if they hired me to do so, I could not nor would I want to. A character and franchise that I was key to birthing lives on stronger than ever 20 years after the fact. Hell, Twisted Metal is still going. If I'm lucky to live to 100, I could die, and both of those things could still be out in the world, entertaining people and being something my grandkids could point to and go, hey, my granddad worked on that. And how could I be upset? Would you be? Maybe that's what this is really about. Okay. So that was a long thing. The whole point was that middle part uh right here where it says, to me, the more interesting question, why do you think it's so hard for people to believe me? PlayStation is a company I have very little connection with anymore. 95% of the people I work with when I was at PlayStation are gone. And that tells us the situation over there, right? They're just
And
not
if 95%
there.
of the people were gone and they were thriving, that's a whole different situation. But I mean, seeing them where they are now and the fact that they've let go of so many people that made PlayStation who it was, and now look at what's left, that's what's upsetting. I think there's a lot more than just the people being gone. I think he also is very aware of how they had to leave, right? And that's why he expressed himself the way he did when, with Shu, right? There's a lot to this that I feel like will come out someday considering where PlayStation is heading. Um, so I feel like there's a lot of people that have a lot to say and that they want to say. So I'm excited for when that time comes because I'm ready to hear it all.
Facts. Huggy, do you have anything to say? You brought it up.
I mean, no, it's interesting to hear. And the 95%, it's kind of what we're expecting, right? And like who's left? I don't know. As far as people in the top levels, obviously it seems to be kind of gone. There may be some people at some of the studios, that are kind of like the old guard, but outside of that, I think it's kind of all of the Sony side of it, the PlayStation side of it, it's kind of Shuhei's the last. Be interesting to see where it goes, right? Like he seems to not be as like it's kind of interesting to think that like if you are part of a company, wouldn't you kind of bet on them more? But I guess if you leave a company, it's like whatever, right? Like if they do well, they do well. If they don't, whatever. Right? It's an interesting thing, right? Kind of made him what he is. PlayStation
It's
kind of
true.
gave him that opportunity, right? And
Did, but you're
but
also
yeah,
seeing what they are. You see what they
yeah,
are. You have to kind of keep it real. Like you this is not a toxic positivity type of situation. This is not what's happening here. You don't have any skin
yeah,
in the game and you're out of there. It is what it is.
It's true. It's
yeah.
true. 100%. All right. Let me get my next chapter ready. I have it. Where are you? There we go. There we go. Okay. So let me take my chapter and then we'll be good to go. 3. All right. So pisser problems.
Oh, do
Yes,
tell.
pisser problems. All right.
We have
So
medicines for that. You can get some medicines.
There's something you can take.
listen, if prescribe them to PlayStation, bro. They need it. They need it. This is their new way. So Alan Wake 2,
Oh,
they
here
did
we go.
an update, okay, and then they wrote some stuff. So let's look at that, and there's other things we're gonna get into. But Alan Wake 2 says a new update for Alan Wake 2 has been released. It includes fingers crossed fixes. Fingers crossed. They almost like they're so annoyed with doing this stuff at this point. So it includes fingers crossed fixes for the missing Pat Main radio shows and more fixes, improvements, and additions. As always, update notes are here. Okay, but Says, please allow additional time for the update to propagate on all platforms. Now, here we go. The PlayStation 5 update does not contain anything PlayStation 5 Pro specific, but we wanted to acknowledge that we are seeing your feedback. We are still researching a few things on the Pro when it comes to improved performance. We'll keep you posted. As PlayStation 5 Pro support was a work of many months, it will take the team longer than a few weeks for changes and improvements. Thank you for understanding. So, again, we read their entire long, crazy thing, right?
Yes. All the
Um,
work they put in.
but as you can see here, right, they spent so much time just getting to that point. Right now, you're complaining about it. So now they got to go and they're going to research more, see what happens. Again, none of this is quick fixes, guys. Like the Pro is just not, again, not powerful enough to do anything of substance like this in a easy way, right? This is not a quick, hey, anybody can do it because it's so easy. Also, I thought this, but I'll bring it up right now. Game and Dash Newscast says, "What the f? What kind of dev would say fingers crossed about an update, dude?"
Fingers crossed. That speaks volumes about their confidence with what they went ahead and did. I mean, like, here we go. Here we go.
Agreed. Agreed. Uh, yeah, this is just the point is though is that this is not an easy fix. This is not something for them to just do. They're trying to figure out how to make it not look that crappy, right? And it's crazy, but this is just the way. Um, but I have other ones that I do want to show you here. So look at this. Uh actually, you know what? Let's do it from order of when it dropped. So there's that one. And then we also talked about this game here, Silent Hill 2, right? So remember we looked at and saw all that crazy crap, right? Um about how it was and like it turned on the pisser and all those lines were going wild, right?
Yes.
Well, based on Digital Foundry, Silent Hill 2 PS5 Pro fix was to disable the whole PSSR in the game to get it crisper and the similar level of base PlayStation 5. Silent Hill 2 still can't maintain 60 FPS on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, that's why. Let's hear what they have to say about it.
But Bloober Team have
So the
now
PlayStation 5
0.06
Pro now wants to be a PlayStation 5.
problems. And
Yeah, they
at
have to
least
turn it
in the
off.
performance mode, I'd say they have basically achieved their aim there. Because if I show you the side by side here, you should be able to figure out kind of what's going on relatively quickly, which is they've just replaced PSSR with TSR. That's
They
evident from
just
basically
replaced the
all the shots I
PSR.
have. You can notice how the GI is essentially stable and coherent now in motion and at rest. The reflections are much less noisy.
It
You
looks
don't notice
crappy
that
on
kind
both
of
sides, bro.
overbearing disocclusion issue.
I'm not gonna lie.
when
I
I'm
mean, the
turning
pro side
games
looks
around
worse,
here,
but
where prior
this does
there
not
was
look
kind of
great.
this trail of disocclusion issues. Now that's actually being constructed properly with the RTGI there. It's a big
Okay. So he's just talking shit. But still, point is that in order to fix it, they had to disable it. But I thought the whole like wasn't the pisser supposed to be the magical upscaling thing that the PlayStation 5 Pro brought to the table, right? Like they literally disabled the Pro is essentially what they're saying. There was no upgrade. They didn't say, hey, they took off the Pro so they made it better. No, they took off the Pro and just brought it back to the same way it was on the PlayStation 5. So they just took away the quote unquote upgrade. Why is the pisser still doing the same thing? Why is this is like their big deal? Okay, did they fail in creating an AI of their own that can do this in a major way, like that's people can use? Space Shot nailed it. Digital Foundry out there praising that they got a PlayStation 5 Pro to catch up to the PlayStation 5.
That's the problem. That's what's crazy. So let's go and turn back time and let's get back to that PlayStation 5.
Dude, it's true. And then let me
'Cause
show you.
that's where it looks better. I mean, I thought this was the power that they were missing. I thought this was the big upgrade. I think, man, $700, huh?
Agreed.
To turn off the tech?
To turn it off. Uh, Now let me show
And
you
those
this
poor
one.
freaking developers with Alan Wake, they don't know what they got into.
Seriously. They just make themselves look worse. All right, and then this is the last one that I will show you. PlayStation 5 Pro runs GT7 worse on the pisser mode than native 4K, fake 8K. In addition,
Oh,
PlayStation 5 Pro drops to 31 FPS during rain on replays. Did the blue team get scammed again? So again, we'll listen.
PSSR produces good results, but the results I would say are worse than the default 4K TAA used in the original game. There are a few minor issues to mention. Firstly, thin objects can exhibit additional shimmering and noise, which is always distracting. And furthermore, specific scenarios can cause visual artifacts, such as here using this beautiful Supra. With RT engaged plus PSSR, take a look at the taillights. PSSR cannot quite resolve this properly, and you end up with noisy, flickery results in this area of the image. Not great, is it? But pixel count suggests that we're looking at a native 4K here, which then uses PSSR to upscale all the way to 8K. So yeah, the PS5 Pro is not doing native 8K 60 in Gran Turismo 7. Essentially,
maybe, maybe, maybe.
I can't
Dude,
hear
when they're running
CMoney.
around,
Oh, you couldn't hear me. That's funny. I was
No.
talking to
I
myself
was
and
it's
Doodle.
like, am
Doodle can
I?
hear me.
oh,
Because I could hear Doodle.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
hear. I'm like, what?
thank
Am
you,
I?
Yeah, yeah.
Mikey. Well,
Thank you for
that's
telling me I was
interesting.
muted. That was
Go ahead.
interesting. Talking to myself. Dope, dope, dope.
What
What I
talking to me,
said,
clown?
well, true that. True that. You and I were speaking for sure. That's right. Um, so what I said was really that the PlayStation 5 Pro can't do 8K native. Maybe
And is
that's the
somebody
reason they took
shocked?
8K off the box. Exactly. Right. But it's funny because pre seeing this stuff, what did the gallopers think? It's gonna do 8K. It ain't gonna do no 8K. It's not gonna do no 8K. Wow. All right, all right. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Oh my
I
goodness.
created a replay featuring a grid of cars in the rain. It's a very heavy scene, which is just enough to tip over the frame rate bucket, but only with specific settings. You see, if you enable ray tracing but disable PSSR, which runs the game at 4K, I was able to drop the frame rate here on this track, just like this. So in this case, using
Look at how far
PSSR
it goes
actually
down
produces
in the
faster
rain
performance overall. The
with
8K mode,
it's
however,
still a
struggles
pro.
to lock to
Like
60 in this rainy race, even when using gameplay views. You can
that's
see
wild.
here that it dips into the 50s, both using the chase and cockpit views. But the rainy track once again brings the boom, dropping the
Look
frame
at
rate
that
significantly,
39,
and also
40
revealing a gulf in
FPS,
performance between
Wild.
PSSR
37.
and native 4K, specifically when using ray tracing. As you can see, PSSR runs the game on average 10 to 15 frames per second faster. The 8K mode runs the game similarly to the native 4K mode. Given the cost of PSSR and the base resolution from which it's sampling, I'm surprised it's not lower. Well, this one's not too bad in gameplay angles, but the replays reveal interesting results. Notice something? In this instance, the native resolution side runs the game faster than PSSR. What this says to me is that without ray tracing enabled, the bottleneck shifts to PSSR.
So the pisser is a problem. So
Wow.
this is the thing. Like, understand this. Aside from the pisser, if you disable the pisser, the Pro is still supposed to be 6.7 teraflops more than the PlayStation 5. Yet somehow none of that extra power does anything at
It's just
all.
fluff. There's nothing. So if you disable the pisser, what do you have left? A PlayStation 4? What's happening here?
I don't understand. It's a joke.
PlayStation has limits. They have limits. You guys.
Oh, bro, it's
Not on what they charge.
Yo, facts. That's true.
Crazy.
Yo,
there should be a lawsuit. People should be getting their money back. This is ridiculous.
so this is the thing. Keep in mind that this is what I need you guys to always remember. PlayStation is a hardware company. PlayStation is not a software company like that. And they thought that they were going to go and make some AI software-based tech that they were going to figure stuff out and get this done. And look at what we're getting. Everything is worse with the pisser. That should just be their slogan. Everything is worse with the pisser. All right, because nothing good is coming from it, dude. Like, what are we? Every one that we looked at, this, Alan Wake 2, Silent Hill 2. Pisser makes it worse. They're shutting off the pisser. Turn off the pisser. Use the.
Put it away. This is wild. Don over here he has a question. Shout out to Don. Don says, where's the IGN repost on this mess?
The reports.
The reports on this mess. I mean,
they're not going to do it.
What's happening? What's happening? This should be everywhere. People should be getting their money back. When is it okay to just scratch things off the box? Like, oopsies, let me cross this out.
This is where it's at, man. This is where it's at. This is the situation where they are showing it and proving it. And the thing is funny because when you listen to this stuff is like buried a little later, right? If you listen to their analysis of it, they're sweating it, right? How amazing it is and blah, 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 until they start talking about the problems. And for whatever reason, when it comes to PlayStation games, the problems are never real problems. The problems are all okay. It's okay. I mean, this is all happening, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
And the things that aren't there were never necessary somehow. But before they found out that these things weren't there, they were hyped up for it. It's ridiculous. It really is. I don't understand.
Agreed. Hargy, what do you think about the pisser? Do you think the pisser is gonna keep pissing, or is it going to ever just do what it's supposed to do?
I mean, it could get better over time in that maybe they could do better software, right? The better machine learning for it for each game. I don't know how this is. Like, I don't know what the capability set is, right? That's kind of the problem, right? NVIDIA added capability after capability after capability. They're very well ahead. And the question is, what does this thing do? Does it do all those things? Does it do half of those things? Right? So maybe I can dig and try to find out what exact capabilities it has. It's not looking good. I'll just say it's not. It seems like a beta of what will come with PS6 or whatever the next thing is they do. Right, that will have like a full implementation. But this is why I just never understood why you wouldn't just take whatever somebody else is doing and use that instead of creating your own, because now they're on the hook of making this happen, right? So,
Well,
or maybe they just get rid of it.
here,
I don't know.
we'll just real quick, we'll pause you and then have you stop right back in because Razor Ultron, member for 4 months. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr.
Says,
Ultron.
how much do you think Pisser cost Sony to develop and update? It can't be cheap, or AMD would have done AI upscaling sooner. FSR 3 is free for Sony.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the problem, right? So, an FSR 4 would be free for Sony as well if they wanted to just, let AMD handle it and just put the hardware in there, right? That AMD would need. It's a kind of a pain to figure out what that really means, right? So, like, can they just software update it? Maybe they can software update it. Maybe they can't. Maybe there are hardware capabilities that just aren't available to them. But it seems powerful enough that I think software can fix some of this. But it's going to take time, and it's going to take them time to go make that happen, work with the developers, and make it work, right? So, they're usually pretty good about their dev kits, right? Their development process is generally pretty good. So maybe they can make this all work and make it better. But this is kind of what you get, right? This is the Gen 1 version. It's going to have all these oddities, and you're going to have these kind of weird things happening. One of the things they probably should do in all the games is just have, like, what was it, Silent Hill 2, whichever one was, it said, we're just going to turn off Pisser and allow the game to just run without it, right? And at least if there are oddities, you have the choice, right? They should just give you that as a choice, right? To say, turn it on or turn it off, right? Like we get on PC, right? You can just turn on DLSS or not, right? So if you don't want it,
Are
just
you
turn it off.
saying it's a PC? Harky?
I mean, it is a PC. It obviously is.
It a PC?
Right? It is. So,
is it a funny?
I mean, it's going to take time for it to kind of like coalesce. Hopefully it will get a lot better, but like, I don't know how long it takes for that to happen. It took NVIDIA a long time, right? So, but incremental, I think 2019 or so when it came out with DLSS or something like that, 2018, 19, something like that, right? So, hey, we get, incremental updates every couple of years. We get something major, and then, it'll hopefully be the same for this thing. But we are talking like maybe years before it really kind of catches up. In the interim, you're going to have these oddities. I think the game developers should just have an option: turn it off, turn it on, right? In case it's causing you oddities, just turn it off and like go play your game. But yeah, it's sad, but it is what it is, right? They're pushing in the direction of having an AI upscaler, which is cool, but this is what you get. This is it's not as simple as just I added it and it works. This is why Nintendo might benefit a lot, because they're going to come up with DLSS 3 dot something right out of the box,
maybe even 4. Maybe NVIDIA might use them to show for you know what I'm saying,
right? And it's like, you just get all that, it's just there. And like, now, is that going to be perfect? Maybe not, but at least it is something the industry is already used to, and they know how to take advantage of it, right? So at least it's something they're trying. I get it, but like, this was always going to be the case. This is why you're better off taking somebody else's thing. They should have just waited for FSR 4, let it do its thing on PC. It'll figure itself out in a couple of years. Put it in your next gen hardware. You'd have something that actually is just baked and working, right? But okay, fine. I don't know.
At least they're trying. So hey guys, whoever bought the PlayStation 5 Pro, we tried. Here you go. We tried.
Right?
This
And
is
I don't know how many companies
insane.
will.
The tech that you're charging for, you got it shut off because it's not compatible. It's not working right. Wow.
Yeah,
that's
it'll
crazy,
eventually get
though.
there, right?
It
But
is.
like,
It is.
it's gonna be a while before it gets there.
You say it's going to eventually get there. Do you think that that's their play? Do you think that that's their console play, and why that handheld is the next thing that they're looking at, and not a next gen console? Because they figure, well, by the time Xbox has their next gen console out, we'll be able to upscale our stuff to, kind of look better, because we would already had the Pisser for a few years out in the market. And then, years after that, they're going to be able to do even better on their upscaling. But it's like, if that's their plan, it's still like the weaknesses are still shown, right? If you go back to the Alan Wake crazy documentation that they put out there for what they did to get the ray tracing to work on the pisser, like it was not a trivial thing. And one of the things that they said was that there's still only so low you can go with the resolution for the pisser to upscale from, right? And remember, we all know they were like 864p or something like that. And the fact is that pisser is not doing enough to make it look good, right? It's just, it's not. It's not because the power is not there. They have to lower the resolution way too little. I mean, way too much. So come the time, right, where Xbox is on the next gen. Oh shit. I didn't knock it down, but it fell.
Uh-oh. Camera.
Oh, the plug. I don't know what the hell just happened. Either. Yeah, are you muted? Can you guys hear her?
No.
No. God, effing gallopers, bro. They always find a way. They always find a way. I don't know which thing is. I literally don't know why. I didn't even touch it, bro. Like it just did it by itself. What the hell happened? I don't know what just took place, bro. Oh my god.
The heck?
I don't. It literally, this thing came down, and then what just happened? All right. Sorry. Did that do anything?
Well,
I didn't do anything. You're intruding. Wait, watch it. Come over here. We only have this last thing to talk about. So we'll all right. I'm gonna get her out because it's just not. Wait, it looks like I don't know what happened there. That's crazy. That's sabotage. Okay, that's sabotage. Share the cam. Share the cam. They say. Well, we will. All right. I don't remember what I was saying. What was I saying before everything went to crap with the camera for no reason?
What were we on? It was about like the next
was
gen
it
and the capabilities.
Alan Wake. And the how low the resolution is for the piston to pump, and then come that time, like Xbox is gonna be working with next gen power and upscaling. Like, how do they think that that's going to, like, how can that possibly compete? They would have to find out a way to not only make it better at upscaling, but be able to make it like better on the how low it can go. Like they would have to make it, like they would have to find their own ultra performance mode that took how many years for Nvidia to get to? You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, these AI things have to learn, right? Like that's what happens. They learn over time. But like, there is such a thing as like smart people and stupid people, right? Like smart people can pick up learning faster. Stupid people, they take longer, right? They can't. There's no guarantee that this AI is gonna just magically be smart enough to figure it out, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, do you think? I don't think they can. Do you think that this is gonna be like that? They're gonna literally be able to not have a next gen console come out and still somehow, compete with whatever Xbox is.
I mean,
producing
it's still gonna work, right? It's just not gonna be as high a fidelity. And look, in most cases, I don't think people will care as much. But in those cases where people do care, they'll notice the difference, right? And it just also depends on what we do with the AI. Is it going to be just for upscaling, or is it going to be for gameplay? But we'll see what they do with that, right? So I think it'll look good enough, right? Like the Series S, it looks good. It's not like it's up to the Series X level, but so what? It's good enough for most people. So they're gonna have the same kind of thing, right? Next gen is gonna be next gen. It'll have more capability. There's no way around that. What is more interesting is the CPU bottleneck. What can they do about that? Well, not much really, unfortunately. So the CPU bottleneck is going to be the CPU bottleneck. There's probably also a memory bottleneck at some point. So if that continues to be a problem, hey, there we go. We got both of them. So if
CMoney was going to sit on my lap.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
He has his seatbelt on.
Oh my god.
You're not helping your case, CMoney, in that like she looks taller than you now. I'm just saying.
She sit on my lap. What is she supposed to do?
Oh my goodness.
How was she if she were sitting on my lap and still shorter than me?
You're gonna fall off. Calm down.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean,
All right,
can they catch up with what the next gen's gonna do? No, obviously not, but it'll still hold its own. And again, I don't know what their plans are for next gen. If they really are going to do a portable console next, are they doing parallel development with a PS6? I don't know. I have no idea, right? So if they're looking at 2028, 2029, 2030 for a next console, where's the world at that point? I don't know. But PS6 supposedly is targeting the same hardware that Microsoft is with the Xbox Next. So hopefully they can release something within a year or two of whatever Xbox does. So I think they'll be okay for a little bit. But again, I get most people don't care. They don't. Most people just play the games. They don't care. That's why Series S is still selling. It's fine. People will be fine with whatever they have here. The AI learning stuff, a lot of that, by the way, is done like directly by the company, right? So NVIDIA didn't just say, "Hey, go do stuff." They did it, right? They did the work. So in this case, Sony would have to do the work and make sure it works. So
smart versus stupid.
Potentially, it just comes down to how much they want to do in reason. This is why I think it's better to let AMD and NVIDIA do it, because they will have a directed need to do it for themselves anyway, and they're going to try to do the best job they can to compete with each other, and then you just get the benefit, right? You just use it, right? It's not like Nintendo has to sit there and do it. NVIDIA is doing it for them. They're just taking advantage. Why not? What the heck is the point for Nintendo to waste their time doing that when NVIDIA knows this shit inside out? Go do it, right? And AMD, they're doing the same thing. FSR is pretty amazing for an open thing that anybody can use. It's pretty amazing what they've been able to pull off. They're going to now do the AI capability. I'm fully confident that AMD will do a good job with it because that's what they've been showing. They know how to do this stuff as well, right? So take advantage. And I think Microsoft is fully going to just say, whatever you guys do, we'll give you the platform to use it. You tell us what your software is going to do, and we will take every update from you as it comes, right? Which is what they've been doing this gen. Whenever there's an update for FSR, it works right away because they said, we are giving you your spec. Whatever you want, it's your spec, right? So I think that's a smarter way to do this from my perspective. But
You're right. I agree. I think you're right. I still wish, honestly, I wish they would drop AMD. I wish Xbox would just say, F you AMD.
Go to NVIDIA.
Let's go NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Unfortunately.
It should.
It should.
I see Heavy Core Project. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Right there. It says, is GT7 fun? It's on sale. I'm more Horizon. No. Not fun.
Did you like Forza Motorsport? Because if you like Motorsport, it's kind of like that.
No, it's not. Forza Motorsport is fun. GT7 is whack. Driving that, first of all, they think they're like this upper class elite. Okay, so imagine yourself. I don't know how you are, but imagine yourself walking into this snooty place that everybody in there thinks they're better than you. That's what GT7 playing that's what it feels like. Like they have like classical music playing everywhere, and everything is all like slow paced and all this other stuff. And then you drive the car, and like the replay is the most exciting part of GT7. The replay
Wow.
makes it look exciting. When you're playing the game, it's NyQuil. This is the car version of Horizon. Every car is Aloy. I swear, bro. Every time I go and I've tried playing it, it's like, oh my god, it's so boring. They're so wacky. Does it look good? In a picture, yes. In driving, I feel like it looks so bland.
So when they do the replay,
In the
they add
replays, they put the
extra
action.
flair. And,
You know what it is? It's like when you watch a movie, right? And you see everything and it looks dope, right? And then you watch the behind the scenes and it's just like two people in a green room, right? That's
Yeah.
what playing the game feels like. Like
Yeah.
you're just the green room version, right? Setting up nice camera angles for when you watch the replay later.
Yeah.
I will say that's probably the only game that I ever watched the replay on because it's the only time that you're like, okay, look, I did look cool what I did over there. Because you don't feel it when you're playing it.
It's like an
It's
intimate
lifeless.
scene when they shoot the intimate scene and you see behind what's happening versus what you see when you see the
Exactly.
movie. Yeah.
Exactly. So you don't get the actual, excitement. Remember that 2.5 Men?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember when the girl didn't want to be with Charlie and ended up being with what's his name?
Alan,
Alan,
the brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then when they were about to do it, she just laid in the bed like this and said, "Take me." Right? Just laid in the bed, did nothing, just said, "Take me," like this, and he was like, "What the?" Right? That's what it feels like to play this game. Okay, there's no excitement. There's nothing happening. It's just like, okay, I guess I'll
do it.
I guess I'll do it, but what is happening here? It's like playing a corpse. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just playing death.
Damn.
No, it is. It's so
like
bad. But you're welcome. I hope you guys all envision what I just explained to you.
Ultimately, it's up to you whether you enjoy the game or not. But yeah, I mean, like whatever.
But if you
like
enjoy
the
it,
games,
it tells a lot more about you than it does the game. Okay,
a lot of people seem to still like
boring.
GT, but whatever.
It's a lie because they're stuck on PlayStation.
I'm more like what you're saying. I like Horizon. I don't even
if
like
we
racing games.
If
at
they
all,
got Horizon, if they got Horizon over there, this
supposedly they're gonna get
GT
it.
would die. GT will die.
Yeah.
GT will die. It's
listen, get both of them, right? If they get
Motorsport
car? And Horizon, right? Then what is the
my
point
god,
of
GT7 just goes away. And maybe that's
but anyway, whatever.
Maybe that's
but you can play it on your Xbox. I'm sure you have one.
Yes.
You play Horizon.
Yes. Yeah, it's so long story short, no, it's not fun. But if you're into, lifeless things, maybe you'll find it fun. You know what I'm saying?
Lifeless things. Zombies?
Not the fun kind of zombies, you know what I'm saying? Like the ones that actually end you. Like that's the thing that you don't want to be a part of. All right. Then what time is it? All right. So one last, but this is not a super thing. I'm just gonna get it off of my what is it? 1 second. I want to find it. Actually, maybe. Let me see. Oh, not that one. Hold on.
This is the behind the scenes.
This is it. This is it. This is what happens. This is it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh. Okay. You know what? That's actually going to be a longer. There's going to be a longer discussion. We'll see that one for Sunday. All right. We'll say that one for Sunday. All right, guys. This is where we're going to wrap it up. All right. We're going to talk about the mobile store situation. That's going on. But we will cover that next time because went a little longer. But guys, that's what we're gonna wrap it up. This was a good show. It was a good show, and it ended better than any of my other shows because I get to on my lady. Right. So guys, thank you so much for rocking with us, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. thank you so much for being here. I do want to go ahead and where'd it go? Did it leave? There we go. All right. Yeah, so I do want to shout out everybody who was here. Oh no, I have it here. Everybody who was here. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. It's crazy. Shout out everybody who's been rocking with us, man. Shout out to everybody who super chatted. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to all of our members, all of our YouTube members, our Patreon members. Shout out our elite members, Big Boy Mike, Dark Angelic, and Spoonman. Shout out our inner circle members, Big Mix Gaming and Culture the Canuck. Shout out to the first 3 people who were in the chat, the homie Thova360, RSJ Fan 05, that's Becca, and Jesse B. Shout out to you guys. And of course, our first, our top super chat was Snow Dragon at $10. We appreciate you, fam. And gifted memberships, our boy Spartan661. Thank you so much, man. Went ahead and gifted 15 memberships. So appreciate all of y'all so much. Remember, we will be back Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern. And it's gonna be fun. We'll talk about this and see what else pops up. Shout out to our boy Demo Flow, who wasn't here because he couldn't be here, but he'll be back next week. And of course, we have our homie Hargeet Shani in the building, rocking out with us. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, homie. Thank you for being here. And of course, tell everybody where to find you, man. Where to check out your dope videos.
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is HargeetChani1. Subscribe away if you want to. Shop.chani.us if you want to pick up my book, Emergence. I'll be on with Fawns tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern time on Fawns Gaming. We'll do GameStop Live. And then WebDave on Sunday at 7 p.m. Check that out. And then I'll be on with Boom, 7 p.m. US Eastern time on Wednesday to do primetime gaming. We'll be back here next Friday.
And then back here next Friday. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you again. We appreciate y'all so much. And with that, we're going to end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle.
Yes.
We're done.
We are.
Until next time.
You're intruding.
You're intruding. For reals. You know what I'm saying? For reals. It's about to go down.